Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the World Baseball Classic featuring Team Mexico versus Samurai Japan. It is the second of the two semifinals that we are bringing you, with the finals being lined up for tomorrow evening. It is going to be Mexico who is the road team in this one. Japan will be the team that will bat last and have last, perhaps. They are the home team in this one. And so first of all, we're going to give you tonight's starting lineups. And we'll begin with the Mexicans. Leading off, then playing in left field, is number 56, Randy Arozarena. Batting second and in right field, wearing number 27, is Alex Verdugo. Batting third and at first base is number 32, Joey Meneses. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 11, Rowdy Tellez. Batting fifth and at third base, wearing number 17, is Isaac Paredes. Hitting sixth and playing second base, wearing number 3, is Luis Arias. Hitting seventh and playing shortstop is number 13, Alan Trejo. Batting eighth and in center field is number 5, Alec Thomas. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 15, Austin Barnes. And they're going to be facing the flame-throwing right-hander from the Japanese, Roki Sasaki. Some people have said they consider Sasaki to be the best pitcher outside of North America. Well, I think Trevor Bauer might have a few words to say about that now that he's landed in the Japanese league. But Sasaki is certainly one of the harder throwers, and that's not to take anything away from Yoshinobu Yamamoto or some other fine pitchers in the NPB. So we've got Sasaki, who is 1-0 on the World Baseball Classic scene. He's worked 3 2/3 innings. He's allowed 2 hits. He's given up 1 run. That run was unearned. He has walked 2 and struck out 8. So that's your starting lineup for Team Mexico. And now the starting lineup for Samurai Japan. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 23, is Lars Nootbaar. Batting second and playing in right field is number 8, Kensuke Kondo. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 16, Shohei Ohtani. In the cleanup spot and playing in left field is number 34, Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth at third base, wearing number 55, is Munetaka Murakami. Batting sixth and playing first base is number 25, Kazuma Okamoto. Hitting seventh and at second base is number 1, Tetsudo Yamada. Batting eighth and at shortstop is number 2, Suzuki Genda. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 27, Yuhei Nakamura. And they are going to be facing Patrick Sandoval of the Los Angeles Angels, who will take to the hill. And Sandoval is 1-0. He's got 3 innings pitched in the tournament. He's allowed a couple of hits, 1 run. It's been earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. And that is what we have for the lineups. This one is just about ready to get underway. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you for being here with us. It is Mexico versus Japan. We'll be back in under 30 seconds for the first pitch. Welcome back, everybody. It is the 6'2", 287-pound Roki Sasaki taking to the mound here for Japan versus Mexico. The Japanese right-hander makes his home at the NPB with the Chibalote Marines. He fired a perfect game last year against the Oryx Buffaloes early on in the season. And he followed that up with another no-hit, almost no-hit performance. In the game after that, he went about 5 and plus innings of no-hit ball, but couldn't do the double no-hit Johnny Vandermeer style no-hitter. And that is where we stand. So he is going to be facing Randy Arozarena, Alex Verdugo, and Joey Meneses as he's just completed his warm-up tosses. And we're about ready to get this one underway. Sasaki, the young right-hander, and there is word on the street that he will be posted, and he'll be posted somewhat soon for Major League Baseball to be able to possibly come and get him in the next couple of seasons. So we are ready to get this one underway. Whether you're listening in North America or whether you're listening abroad, we welcome you to our call of Mexico-Japan. Benji Heel is the manager for Team Mexico, and we're ready to get this one underway as the right-hander Sasaki is ready to go. Arozarena is digging himself into the box. And this one is ready to go at 7:09 local time in Miami. And the first pitch is a 101-mile-an-hour fastball that just misses down and away for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Arozarena. On the tournament, Arozarena is 8 for 17. He's got a homer and 9 runs batted in. That's from the right side against the right-handed throwing Sasaki, who has a big leg kick and delivers. It's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-1. And you can tell Arozarena sure didn't like that. He does a 180 in the batter's box, and he has a pirouette and gives the home plate umpire a couple of pieces of his mind. As you could tell, it was a little bit off the plate. And here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it is a breaking ball down. But they say Arozarena went after it, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. I have a feeling that ball could have bounced up to the plate, and any type of swing, Arozarena probably would have had another strike added to him based on his initial reaction. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. And Sasaki kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is now 2-2. The umpires for this game, as they are using a 6-man crew, is going to be Quinn Walcott behind the plate. Ramiro Alfaro is the umpire at first base. Here's the pitch from Sasaki at 102 miles an hour. He blows it by Randy Arozarena for strikeout number 1. 1 up and 1 away for the Mexicans, and that'll bring up Alex Verdugo. The other umpires in this one at first base, it's Ramiro Alfaro. It is Jung Chui Park at second base. The third base umpire is Lance Barksdale. On the left field line, it's Edward Pinellas. And on the right field line was last night's home plate umpire, John Tumpane. That is the crew here for this one tonight, Japan versus Mexico. And so here's the first offering from Sasaki. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed by Verdugo, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Verdugo has struggled in the tournament. He was 1 for 16 entering the game against Puerto Rico. He is now 2 for 19 in the tournament. And there's a breaking ball that misses down at it, and the count goes to 1-1 on Verdugo. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Boston Red Sox. Verdugo to be followed by Joey Meneses and Rowdy Tellez here. And here's the pitch from Sasaki. It's a fastball swung on and tapped foul just behind home plate, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend the hobbyist is in the house. He says, Viva lo Mexico. Well, we appreciate you for stopping in, Chris. We got literally a classic in the classic here tonight. Japan versus Mexico. And the winner to take on the United States tomorrow night. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left field. Moving back is the left fielder Masataka Yoshida, and he's going to haul it in just at the edge of the warning track. And Alex Verdugo is retired for out number 2 here in the first inning. 2 up and 2 away, and that brings Joey Meneses to the plate. Well, for Meneses, he is 9 for 23 in the tournament. He's got a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. Both the home runs have come against the United States in the pool play. A little surprising that this game here has a lot of empty seats. As you look into the upper deck in right field and down the left field line, there are a lot of vacant seats around, but both of the countries have brought their flavor. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend the hobbyist says, I guess the U.S. beat Cuba. Well, it was a beatdown yesterday. 14-2 was the final score, and it got ugly in a hurry. Here's the pitch from Sasaki. It's a breaking ball waved out and missed by Meneses, and the count now goes to 0-2. Meneses having an outstanding series. Made his major league debut as a 30-year-old with the Washington Nationals last year and absolutely was outstanding from early August to the end of the year. And there's a pitch. It's a breaking ball that is down. It is waved out and missed. And Meneses has gone on strikes for out number 3. That will do it here as he has been retired for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board here in the first inning. Your score after a half inning, Mexico no score, and the Samurai Japan coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call. The bottom of the first inning. In just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Here is our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. After the game, be sure to check out our friend Matt Hollis. He's a friend of our channels, and in turn, we like to support him. Matt Hollis, another Hollis build after the ball game. We'll be back in just a few with the call, the bottom of inning number 1. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the first inning, and that means it's going to be Lars Nootbaar, Kensuke Kondo, and Shohei Ohtani to come to bat for the Japanese today. Team Japan, or Samurai Japan, as they are known in Japan. First time for pretty much a import player, which is what Lars Nootbaar is, playing for Team Japan. He is doing it through his birth lineage. And so Nootbaar, who makes his home with the St. Louis Cardinals during the Major League season, is in the leadoff spot tonight as he gets the nod in center field. He is 7 for 19 in the tournament. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He does have a couple of stolen bases, and here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Nootbaar. Nootbaar bats from the left side. He's got an open stance, and he's waiting here on the offering from the left-hander Sandoval, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it, missed, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nootbaar has had this little celebration where he looks like he's grinding the pepper, and he gets to the bases and he does it, and it's sort of caught on, not just there, but also in Japan. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. Apparently, in some of the high school games, the umpires have had to warn or tell the players not to do it, as they don't want them to be picking up some of these habits that they consider non-traditional. And it's been making some headlines in Japan. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And Patrick Sandoval has put one in the books with strikeout number 1 of Lars Nootbaar. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kensuke Kondo. So for Kondo, he is 7 for 18 in the tournament. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. Kondo is currently applying his trade with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. He was with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters for the last few seasons, and he was dealt to the Hawks in an off-season deal. He was one of the better players in the Fighters lineup last year, as the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kondo bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing Sandoval. That's something that you often see in Japan. The matchups really don't matter. They'll roll lefties out against lefties and righties out against righties, as the breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Kondo. As, of course, we start the ball game with Nootbaar, Kondo, and Ohtani and Yoshida, all left-handed hitters, coming up to bat to face Sandoval. So they're coming right at them with the lefty are the Mexicans. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. So no rest for the wicked here as they roll the lefties one after another out to face the lefty. North American game really has a lot of battle of matchups, especially we get late in the game. It becomes a chess game. And here's the pitch from Sandoval. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. That's not to say that that isn't the case in the NPB, but you don't see the matchup so much like you do here, where they're not afraid to put a left-handed batter up against a left-handed pitcher, being the Japanese. So that is 1 ball and 2 strikes as the lefty takes to the hill, and batting here is Kensuke Kondo. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As Sandoval rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Kondo stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2 of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to Shohei Ohtani to come to bat for the first time here this evening. And of course, this is the first time the Japanese have played a game in the Classic on North American soil. So Shohei Ohtani steps into the box and he acknowledges his counterpart. Of course, Sandoval is in the rotation for the Los Angeles Angels. So Ohtani 7 for 16 in the tournament. He's got a homer and 8 runs driven in. As Sandoval rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 95, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I've seen Sandoval pitch a few times before, but I really don't recall him bringing this type of heat to the plate. 94, 95 mile an hour fastball from the left side. That's tough for anybody to hit. Don't see enough of that here in the game today from the lefties. And here's a pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 1-1. Our friend Troy in the chat says that the United States didn't beat Cuba. They beat up on Cuba. That is absolutely right. That game there was, in some ways, I would say disappointing. It's a shell of the former Cuban teams that we used to see before. They've always been a high-powered type of team, but this is not one of them. And there's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count's 1-2. I say that because Cuba has really been an important baseball sport on the world scene for a number of years. But right now, with a lot of their players defecting, leaving the Cuban area, and then, of course, not playing for the team, it's not quite the same Cuban team that we would expect or seen in recent years. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. But nevertheless, they still got to the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic, and maybe not necessarily expected to have been there, as they had really struggled through their group. They lost their first couple of games, and they needed a tiebreaker system to get them through. And of course, they had the win against against Australia in Japan to then propel them here to North America. And here comes the 2-2 offering. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Sandoval started to make his way to the dugout thinking that was going to be called third strike, but Shohei Ohtani gets the star treatment, and upon further review, that would not have got into the K zone. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ohtani as Sandoval ready to go again, and the payoff pitch is ready to happen as he rucks into the windup. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Sandoval has struck out the Japanese in order here. The side retired, all on strikeouts, 2 looking. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is Mexico no score, Japan no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return in just a couple of moments. Appreciate y'all for listening in here tonight. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be right back. It is Mexico and Japan locked up at 0-0. We're moving to the second inning. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top half of the second inning. And for the Mexicans, it'll be the heart of the batting order, which means Rowdy Tellez, Isaac Paredes, and Luis Arias to come to bat to face Hiroki Sasaki. Both teams were retired in order in their halves of the first inning. The pitcher Sasaki struck out 2 of the 3 outs. It was only Alec Verdugo had put the ball into play in the game against, for the Japanese, batting against Patrick Sandoval. He struck out the side in the first inning. So both pitchers have sort of changed the tide of what's gone on here in Miami the last 3 nights. Last night, there were runs aplenty in the first inning. Both Cuba and the United States scored run, as did the night before when the United States and Venezuela put numbers on the board. As the first pitch delivered to Tellez is a 101-mile-an-hour fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. And even the game between Mexico and Puerto Rico, there were runs scored in that first inning. So this one here has got a little bit more of a quiet start. And the pitch from Sasaki is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by Suzuki Genda. He throws to first. And Rowdy Tellez is going to be retired on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1 here in the second inning. That is going to bring up Isaac Paredes. Well, for Paredes, he is 6 for 20 in the tournament. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. He was drilled with a pitch the other night after he had homered off of Marcus Stroman. They were playing Puerto Rico, and then he got hit in the next at bat. Curious to see if that will carry over at some point when they face each other in the season, or if they do. There's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count is 1-0. But Isaac Paredes was not impressed with the fact that he got drilled. And my thing to that is I don't understand at that point why Stroman would have drilled him. There's a fastball, take it for a called strike. The count is 1-1. I know that Paredes kind of flipped the bat and did a hop skip out of the batter's box on his way to first base, but the reality of it is that you didn't want to wake a sleeping bear, and that's kind of what happened as Mexico was able to battle back and win the ball game. Puerto Rico had that game sort of in their midst, and they ended up letting that one get away. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Sasaki. That's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Paredes. Paredes was a Detroit Tiger prospect, and he was acquired in a trade from the Tigers, from the Diamondbacks. And then, of course, he was flipped to the Tampa Bay Rays in return for Austin Meadows. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1. And Paredes had himself a decent year last year. He hit approximately 20 home runs and got a chance to play in the Tampa Bay lineup, something he couldn't do in Detroit, which makes you scratch your head how he can't play in Detroit because they're not very good. There's a fastball swung on. It's drilled into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Masataka Yoshida. Comes up throwing and fires it back into the infield, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game as Paredes has got himself a 1-out single here in the second, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Luis Arias. Well, for Luis Arias, he's 3 for 14 in the tournament. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He's getting the nod at second base tonight. He had himself a slow start in the tournament as he was playing some shortstop and having some difficulties making plays over there. And so now he is nestled in at second as Alan Trejo has been given the nod for the shortstop position. And the first pitch to the Milwaukee Brewer is a 100-mile-an-hour heater taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Arias began his career in the Padres organization. He was flipped over to the Brewers in a trade a couple of seasons ago, and he's been performing quite well. And here comes the 0-1 offering as Paredes establishes his lead, and it's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count is now 0-2. That's the one thing that Hiroki Sasaki has, is he has an electric split finger pitch. Looks like the fastball is coming right down the chute, and it ends up falling off the table. So no balls and 2 strikes to Arias as Sasaki gets his sign from his catcher. He checks the runner at first, and now he comes to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Would be curious to know what the lifeline on Sasaki would be here tonight. He only went 3 2/3 innings against the Czech Republic in his first start and only start of the tournament. So here comes the 1-2 pitch now to Arias as he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for the final. The winner of this game will take on Team USA tomorrow, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, for those of you who are listening in North America. And another reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves with some Japanese NPB action later on in the week, as there are some exhibition games that are going on in the NPB. We'll be getting the late night call for that as well. There's a fastball swung on and it's tap foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 1-2. So we're excited to see. It would be either way, truthfully, it would be a fun matchup tomorrow night. If the Team Japan, Samurai Japan, gets to the final, be a fun game to watch. If Mexico gets to the final, of course, a lot of Latin rivalry in the area, obviously being in the southern United States, very Latin influence. There's a fastball swung on his line, back off the pitcher, Sasaki. He's down to the ground. He gets up. He can't get up to field it. And it is taken by the first baseman, Okamoto. So that's going to be a base hit. But definitely he's going to get a visit. That ball was a shot hit right back at him. He's shaking his head saying, yeah, I'm good to go. Telling the trainers and the coaches, yeah, I got hit in the chest. I'm okay. As he's trying to shoo them away. But that pitch there was a comebacker right back. He kind of looked like he got his glove on it. Got him in the stomach area, but just below the ribs. That would have left a mark if it would have got him in the ribs. So Arias is aboard with a base hit, back-to-back singles for the Mexicans. They got something brewing here. Runners at first and second with only one out. And I think they want to see him throw a pitch or two here, so we'll see how this is going to look. As the manager is still out there waiting, and see how Sasaki responds here. Our friend Ryan Doherty is in the house tonight. We welcome you. Sasaki's getting a couple tune-up tosses here. One more for the books. Boy, oh boy, that was very fortunate. If that was a little bit higher, if he would have taken that in the ribs, it might have been lights out and good night for Roki tonight. It looked like just above the belt line, somewhere in the stomach area. So he is reaching for the rosin bag, and he's ready to go again here. So Alan Trujillo to the plate. He is 3 for 17 in the tournament. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He's made some slick plays at shortstop in the last game that we saw against the Puerto Ricans. And here comes the first offering from Sasaki, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 101 that just misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. The runner at second is Paredes. The runner at first is Arias. Trujillo bats from the right side of the plate against the right-handed throwing Sasaki. He checks his sign and now delivers. It's a fastball that is blown by Trujillo at 100 miles an hour, and the count is 1-1. Sasaki has a speed, and it is full speed ahead. Triple-digit fastballs, and we've seen a number of them tonight. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Trujillo as the right-hander works to the set position. And the right-hander delivers. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. Our friend Ryan Doherty says, go Japan. It'll be interesting to see how they do. Sasaki, as we had talked about the other night with the Japanese, you don't see the changeup as a featured pitch. For him, it's pretty much straight ahead stuff. It's the fastball and the split finger fastball. He does throw some curves and sliders as well. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short, over to second for 1, back to first. It's a double play of the 6-4-3 variety. It's Genda to Yamada over to Okamoto. And that is how this inning is going to end. So Trujillo grounds into the double play, 6-4-3. And that will do it here for the Mexicans in their half of the second inning. There was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1.5. It is Mexico no score, Japan no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you for bouncing in here and listening in tonight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher, who also happens to be in the chat sometimes. But we'll be back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game, go check him out. It is Japan coming to bat here in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of Samurai Japan's batting order coming up here. That means it's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Munetaka Murakami, and Kazuma Okamoto. That's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Yoshida had signed the 5-year, $75 million deal with the Boston Red Sox in the offseason. He's going to lead it off here. I think he looks like a left-handed hitting Alec Bregman. He is not the biggest of fellas. He is very, very tense at the plate. But he is going to be the one facing the left-hander Patrick Sandoval here to begin inning number 2. I think the Red Sox fans are going to enjoy Yoshida. He is a hitter, that's for sure. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yoshida applied his trade with the Oryx Buffaloes. He got to the Japan Series finals the last 2 years, and he was a champion this past year with Oryx. Year before, they lost in the finals, and it was both times that they had played the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. It was a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1 to Yoshida. 1 ball and 1 strike, 6 for 15 in the tournament with a homer and 10 RBIs. He is among the leaders in runs batted in, as the lefty Sandoval gets his side from his catcher, and he rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. The one thing that I would be concerned, I said 5 years, 75, was actually 5 years, 90 million with the Red Sox. My concern with Yoshida is that it's not his bat that's the problem. It's his base running and his defensive play. But with the fact that they're playing in front of the monster, he might be able to mask some of that in a small ballpark. And there's a fastball swung on it, is driven up the middle for a base hit. And the Japanese have their first base runner of the ball game, as Yoshida is aboard with a leadoff single here in the second inning. And that is going to bring up Munetaka Murakami. Well, for those of you who aren't familiar with Japanese baseball, Munetaka Murakami had a Babe Ruth type year last year, as he pounded out a pile of home runs. He's kind of their version of Aaron Judge, so to speak. Murakami, it was really, really popular. He cooled off toward the end of last year. He is 4 for 17 in the Classic, no homers and 3 RBIs. Another hitter from the left side of the plate. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So they start the lefty, and Japan rolls out 5 left-handed hitters in a row to face him. Almost daring them, saying, hey, we think our lefties are better than your lefty. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Statistical splits sometimes a little bit hard to come by, as Murakami, as we said, he was number one in average, home runs, RBIs last year, was the Triple Crown winner in the Central League for the Swallows and also for himself. And here comes the 0-2 offering from Sandoval. It's a breaking ball that bounces well in front of the plate, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. When we call the Japanese games late night, if you get a chance to come in and listen, it is the Pacific League that we focus on. We do give some Central League games from time to time. And my thoughts on Murakami at third base is he is going to come in a couple of years to North America. He's going to be able to play here. But I don't really like his footwork. He's hopefully got a couple of years to be able to improve his play at third base. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 2-2. But as long as he can swing the stick, and if he can do that, they'll always find a place for you. But I think of Nolan Arenado last night, watching him for Team USA, and he has the reputation of being the best defensive player in Major League Baseball. And that says a lot when you have different players like Manny Machado and others manning the hot corner. But Nolan Arenado is fun to watch at third base defensively. And when I watch Murakami, he has his footwork to clean up. And if he can do that, then he could be a pretty much productive everyday player in the big leagues. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Murakami is down on strikes for out number 1 here in the second inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Kaz Okamoto. Well, Okamoto in the tournament is 4 for 12. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs. So Murakami erased here for the first out. And this will be something for Sandoval he hasn't seen, and that's a right-handed stick. The first right-handed batter in the ball game is the 6-hitter, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded softly over to short. They go to second for 1, back to first. It's in time for a double play. It is a 6-4-3 variety to end inning number 2. A great play by the shortstop Trujillo to get it started. It almost like he had to throw backwards to Urias to retire Yoshida for the second out of the inning. And then they get the third out at Okamoto at first for out number 3. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2 complete. It is Mexico, no score. Japan, no score. This game's skipping along pretty quick. We're going to be back with the top of the third in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for listening in.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
It is moving to the top of the third inning, everybody. It is 0-0 between Team Mexico and Samurai Japan. We'll be back in just a couple moments with this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning, and it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for Mexico. That means Alec Thomas, Austin Barnes, and Randy Arozarena to get things going for the Mexicans in their half of the third inning. And the first pitch from Hiroki Sasaki is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. 29 pitches through the first 2 innings for the Japanese right-hander as he's facing the Arizona Diamondback center fielder Thomas. And here's the pitch from Sasaki. It's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal down to the third base umpire, Lance Barksdale, but he said he didn't go, and that evens the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sasaki works from the stretch position, even though there is nobody on base. He delivers a breaking ball. It's swung on. It's grounded over to first. It is fielded by Okamoto. He holds up the stop sign to Sasaki because he's going to take it himself. That will retire Thomas on a ground out to 3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher, Austin Barnes. Well, for Barnes in the tournament, he is 5 for 14. He's got no homers and no RBIs. He's been a mainstay in the catching position for the Mexicans. Of course, Alejandro Kirk of the Toronto Blue Jays ended up declining because he was waiting on the birth of his child as his wife was in labor. He did not commit to play in the Classic. First pitch to Barnes was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It is a dome stadium in Miami, a beautiful 72 degrees inside. A little amazed at how kind of dark it is. I would have thought that it would have been maybe better lighting or more lighting on the inside, but not to be there, at least on our views. And there's a fastball that's taken for a ball upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Austin Barnes. Barnes waggling the bat, waiting here on the offer from Sasaki, who holds at the chest and kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Sometimes with pitchers who can run it up to 100+ miles an hour, you don't see the movement on the pitch. Well, Hiroki Sasaki's got a lot of backdoor run on his pitch. You're a right-handed hitter, that pitch can really get in on the hands. And here's the 1-2. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, we get a chance to see a lot of these Japanese players play, but there are some that we don't get regular as we don't look in on the games in the Central League as frequently. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Barnes. Randy Arozarena is the top of the order, and he is waiting on deck. And here comes the pitch from Sasaki. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third. It is fielded by the third baseman, Murakami. He juggles a little bit, fires across the diamond in order to get Barnes for out number 2. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. 2 away, and that brings up the top of the order in Randy Arozarena. As I said before, I saw last year when Murakami was playing for the Swallows early in the year. Didn't like this footwork, the way that he approached balls or took the ground balls. So I'll be kind of curious to see how he develops over the next couple of years. He's a young fella, and so there's a lot of room for growth in his game, as the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Randy Arozarena, taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Arozarena batting from the right side, 0 for 1 tonight as he struck out his first time up. And the pitch from Sasaki is a breaking ball swung on, it missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. 8 for 18 in the tournament is Arozarena. He is batting .444. He leads the tournament in extra base hits. And here's the pitch from Sasaki. It is a fastball swung on. It's lined right to the first baseman, Okamoto, and that is going to do it here for the Mexicans in their half of the third inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2.5 innings. It is Mexico no score and Japan no score. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the third inning when we return. We appreciate everybody for stopping in here tonight to listen to Last Rouse Baseball's call of the World Baseball Classic semifinal number 2. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with all the calls. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for Japan in their half of the third inning. That means Tetsudo Yamada, Suzuki Genda, and Yuhei Nakamura to face the left-hander Patrick Sandoval. Sandoval has been able to get the 6 hitters that he's faced. He did give up a single to Masataka Yoshida in the second inning, but he was erased on a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. He has struck out 4 in his 2 innings of work so far. He has been very, very effective for Team Mexico. And it is going to be Tetsudo Yamada coming to bat to face him here in the third inning. So Sandoval only 25 pitches in his first 2 innings of work, but all the more impressive 17 strikes. So here he goes, ready to get back to work as he's going to face the right-handed hitting Yamada, the second baseman for the Yakult Swallows. He kicks and delivers it as a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yamada bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Sandoval. So the first 5 hitters in the batting order all left-handed, and the next 2 hitters were batting from the right side. So they didn't even split or mix the hitters around. The Japanese, they just come right at you. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2 on Yamada. The Japanese are in their home whites, and with the pinstripe, Japan across the front, and the Mexicans are wearing road gray pants with red tops, as they are the visiting team in this one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Yamada as the lefty Sandoval kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the right field line, but it's just going to drift into the netting and into the seats. And that's going to keep the count at 0-2. We didn't give you the defensive alignment for the Mexicans tonight. From left to right across your YouTube screen, it's Randy Arozarena in left, Alec Thomas is in center, Alex Verdugo is in right. Around the horn from first to third, Joy Meneses is at first, Luis Arias is at second, the shortstop is Alan Trujillo, and the third baseman is Isaac Paredes. As there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Yamada is retired for the first out of the inning. One up and one away. And it brings half of the third inning, and it'll bring Genda to the plate. Genda is getting the nod as the shortstop. He also bats from the left side, and the pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Genda is a slick fielding shortstop who applies his trade with the Saitama Cebu Lions. I'm a little surprised that he is here, and I wonder why Hayato Sakamoto is not. Here's a ball that's bunted down the first base line, but it's a little too close to the pitcher as Sandoval comes off the mound, picks it up, and fires to retire Genda on a ground out, 1-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Yuhei Nakamura. Often considered a long time, the best shortstop playing outside of North America was Sakamoto, and so Genda, who is a decent shortstop in his own right, but he doesn't swing like the Yomiuri Giant star. But he can play the game, that is for sure, and he is the captain of the Lions, so well respected amongst his teammates. So 2 gone here in the third inning, and Yuhei Nakamura to the plate. He is 3 for 5 in the tournament. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He got the start behind the dish tonight. And here's the pitch to the right-handed hitting Nakamura. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Left-hander Sandoval gets his sign from his catcher Barnes, and now he rocks into the motion. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We've seen Sandoval touch 95. He's usually been sitting around 92, 93 miles an hour, but he can get a little extra on it from time to time. Here comes the offering to Nakamura. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. Racing over is the right fielder Verdugo, but he's going to watch that drift up into the seats. That'll run the count now to 1-2. The old adage, good pitching beats good hitting all day long. And that is exactly what we have here. We have a electric pitcher's duel right on here tonight. I didn't know what to expect from Sandoval. I've seen him pitch before in the past, but boy, he has brought his A game tonight. He looks really, really good. Here comes the offering to the right-handed hitting Nakamura, who checks his swing, and the ball is hit softly in the air over the bag at second base, and it is cut by Luis Arias. And that is going to do it here for the Japanese in their half of the third inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 3 complete innings. It is a Team Mexico no score, Samurai Japan no score. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight. Here is a little bit of merengue to get you going. Thanks again, everybody, and welcome back again to Last Rouse Baseball's live coverage of the World Baseball Classic semifinal number 2 between Mexico and Japan. Be sure to check out our Hall of Fame memories, as we have done the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame a few years ago, and we'll take another tour of it again this year. Looking forward to it in 2023. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Mexican batting lineup to face the right-hander Roki Sasaki. That means Alex Verdugo, Joey Meneses, and Rowdy Tellez, as they will be facing Roki Sasaki. Sasaki was hit in the stomach with a line drive back in the second inning off the bat of Luis Arias. And he did not retire anybody via the strikeout in the last, since that has happened. He did strike out 2 in the first inning. And now it is he versus Patrick Sandoval here. Who would have thought that Sandoval would have more strikeouts than Roki Sasaki through the first 3 innings of play? And here's the first pitch from Sasaki. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Alex Verdugo. Verdugo didn't really like that call, but it didn't look like it got in there. Can't make everybody happy. Our friend Troy says, why last wraps? And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball down and in. The count is 1-1. I assume Troy is asking about the name of last wraps. Is that correct? And we'll answer that for you as we move along here, if that's what you're looking for. So the right-hander Sasaki holds set, and he kicks and delivers, and there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Verdugo bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Sasaki. He flew out to left field in the first inning. Sasaki leans in and ready to go again as he holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a change, or I don't want to say a changeup, but it was a split finger pitch. It looks like a changeup sometimes that he swung on and missed. Verdugo is down on strikes for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. So our friend Troy asks why Last Wraps Baseball, or why it was called Last Wraps. Well, there's a few meanings to this. Last Wraps, at least in the Midwest and where I had grown up as kids, and there used to be slang where the team who hit last has last wraps. They get to hit last. Sometimes you'll hear they have last licks. There's different type of slang that goes on, but last wraps was pretty commonplace in that part of the Midwest as Joey Meneses takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. So it infers a couple of things. It infers that it's the home team, which the home team always bats last. And that's why we came up with that name. And there's a split finger pitch swung on. This ball is lofted into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is Masataka Yoshida. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Meneses for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Rowdy Tellez. So when we were putting the business together in the model a few years ago, it's almost 14 full years. We thought that would be kind of cool to refer to it as Last Raps Baseball, as it is the home team, and it's, of course, something that has caught on in different places, and people didn't always know that that's what the lingo meant. The other part to it is we've got the Tiger as the logo, and here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Certainly, the area of the country that I'm at now is that we have a large Asian population, and so the tiger in the Chinese culture is referred or revered a bit more than some of the other animals. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2, and of course, being a Detroit fan myself, I had an option to pick a tiger or a dragon. We went with the Tigers, so that was more of a no-brainer from my end of things. So that's how we came up the name with Last Raps Baseball, and that's how it kind of has stuck. So 14 years almost fully that we have been doing this. So no balls and 2 strikes to Rowdy Tellez as he asks for time and steps out of the box. And he's ready to go again. Large Japanese fan contingent, a lot of young folk in the stands sporting their Samurai Japan gear. And there's a fastball swung on and is grounded to the left side of the infield and through where the third baseman would normally play, as the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami, was well off the line. So a 2-out single for Rowdy Tellez, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Isak Paredes. And interesting, too, they were playing him off of the line, and the ball was struck. Murakami was positioned himself almost more into the 6 hole. You don't see the Japanese in Japan shift like the North Americans do. They do from time to time. You get the odd time where they'll play an extra body or 2 on one side of the field, but that was basically right there a gift. It was a fastball that was moving away from the hitter, and Tellez stayed inside, went with the pitch, and was able to get himself a base hit. And the first pitch to Paredes is a fastball that misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. Troy says it was a great background story. Yeah, no problem, Troy. It's kind of a good piece to that. And we had a few other names that we were looking at and were considering. We decided to go with that one. There's a fastball taken for a called strike at 100 miles an hour, and the count goes to 1-1 on Paredes. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Should Paredes reach base, it'll be Luis Sarias who will follow. Paredes has one of the 3 Mexican hits tonight, as he's batting here against Sasaki, who kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch waved at and missed. The count is now 1-2. Paredes really has had a nice tournament. He is officially now 7 for 21 with the homer and 5 RBIs. As the Mexican flags are out and being waved in force, here's the offering from Sasaki. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander Sasaki goes to the rosin bag and picks up the chalk. We haven't seen anything like we see in Japan, where when the pitchers come out, sometimes it's a puff of white smoke out of the hand of the pitcher. You do see that commonplace in the NPB, as here's the 1-2 offering ready to come to Paredes. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and it runs the count even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was pitch number 55 by Sasaki. Curious to see what the Japanese will do in terms of who they're going to throw next. I was kind of curious to see if they would piggyback, and maybe we would see Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but not sure what their plan is for him. As here's the 2-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. It's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paredes. The crowd is in a festive spirit in Miami tonight. The Mexicans, they like their cervezas. Sasaki leans in and gets this sign from his catcher, Nakamura. He works set and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped softly over the head of the third baseman, and it's going to get down. Murakami picks it up on one hop, and now he runs it back into the infield. Stopping at second is Rowdy Tellez. And now with 2 out, the Mexicans have something brewing. That's the second hit of the ball game for Paredes. With all coming here with 2 outs. Tellez, the runner at second. Paredes is the runner at first. Pitch was a jam job and basically bled it over the head of the third baseman Murakami, just past his outstretched arms. So Isaac Paredes will take that one. It looks like a line drive in the box score. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Luis Arias. Well, for Arias, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He hit that line drive right back into the stomach of the starter, Sasaki. So he is the hitter here. 4 for 15 in the tournament with no homers and an RBI. As the right-hander is set and now delivers, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The right-hander ready to go back to work, does Sasaki, as he gets a new baseball to work with. And the right-handed hitting Arias waiting here at the plate. He has this stance where he leans backwards. I'm not sure. I forget what the rationale behind that was. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Racing back on the warning track. Looking up is Yoshida, and this one's gone. A home run for Luis Arias, and the Mexicans are cheering loudly in Miami as they have just opened up a 3-0 lead against Samurai Japan. The young right-hander left the fastball up, and Arias made no mistake. He saw him well the last time as he hit a line drive right back off of the pitcher. And now he's put one into the seats in left field, and the sombrero that Jaron Duran is sporting on the Mexican bench is in full form. And that is Luis Arias getting the high fives all the way around. And it's a 3-0 lead. All of the damage coming here with 2 out after Sasaki retired the first 2 batters of the inning. A single by Tellez, a seeing eye single really is what it was. And then a bleeder by Paredes, and then a missile by Arias have the Mexicans up 3-0. And the first pitch to Alan Trujillo is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Straight back, and the count is 0-1. So the Milwaukee Brewer infielder couldn't have asked for better timing. So 3-0 the scoreline now here as Mexico is out in front. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Alan Trujillo. Trujillo ended the second inning as he grounded into a double play his first time up. 0 for 1 tonight. And here comes the 0-2 from Sasaki. He delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Well, the Japanese have got their work cut out for them now, seeing that they're down 3-0. So wearing his Mexico jersey with pride, Trujillo is pretty jacked about what's going on. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trujillo waiting on the offering from Sasaki, delivers a fastball. It's swung on, it's grounded to short. It's fielded by Genda, who throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 6-3. And that will do it here in the third inning for Team Mexico. But the damage has been done, and lots of it. There were 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score after 3.5, it is Mexico leading Samurai Japan 3-0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with the call right after this. We appreciate y'all for listening in with us tonight. Here's one of our other Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we had quite the turn of events there in the top of the fourth inning, as it is a 3-run shot by Luis Arias. That inning started off with Alex down on strikes and Joey Meneses flying out to left. And then a seeing eye single by Tellez as he hit the ball the other way, beating the shift, I guess, so to speak, as Munetaka Murakami was moved over into the 6 hole. And then Isaac Paredes had a bleeder that dropped in over the head of Murakami. The next thing you know, Luis Arias steps up and deposits a 0-1 pitch, 3-run shot into left center field. And that is where we stand here. 3-0 for Team Mexico over Japan. And so now the Japanese have their work cut out for them, but they have the top of the order coming up to bat. It'll be Lars Nootbaar, Kensuke Kondo, and Shohei Ohtani. If I had to give you the strengths of this, I would have not predicted that the pitching of the Mexicans would have been where it is. Patrick Sandoval is a good pitcher, but he's not. He's doing more than what I would have expected him to do tonight. He has been absolutely electric for Team Mexico. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Only 35 pitches in the first 3 innings for Sandoval. At this pace here, he could probably go with a good solid 6 innings tonight, as there's a breaking ball swung on and grounded past the bag at first base. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. There is action in the Japan bullpen, and as we sort of expected, it looks like it's Yoshinobu Yamamoto who is getting himself warm. He is, of course, the ace of the Oryx Buffaloes. He's a small righty, but he has a power arm, much like Sasaki. So here comes the 0-2 offering from Sandoval, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to the right side of the infield. It is fielded by Trujillo, who throws to first. It's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 to retire Nootbaar for out number 1 here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up Kensuke Kondo. Well, for Kondo, he is 0-1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. Kondo 7-19 in the tournament. As we mentioned before, he is new for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks this year. He was traded in the offseason from the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters to Fukuoka. So he bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing Sandoval, who rocks into the motion and kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses down in it, and the count is 1-0 to Kondo. Arguably the best hitter in the Fighters lineup last year was Kondo. A little bit of an eyebrows raiser that he was traded. I'm not sure if that is by design or not, or if there were other elements to that. I have to look to see what the return in the haul will be for the Fighters. So there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Ohtani is waiting his turn on deck. And here's the pitch from Sandoval. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. If I had to say, I would have had to give the edge in the pitching to Samurai Japan in this one. The Mexicans, at least in my eyes, maybe a little bit behind, but tonight, Patrick Sandoval has pitched a gem so far for Team Mexico, and there is a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded through the 4-hole in the right field, and Kondo is aboard with a 1-out single, and that is going to bring up Shohei Ohtani to the plate. Well, this is definitely a situation that Sandoval would have preferred to avoid. He would have probably preferred to have faced Ohtani with nobody on. He does have Kondo on at first. Ohtani is 0-1 tonight as he struck out looking his first time up. He is 7-17 in the tournament. All right, so Ohtani ready to face his Los Angeles Angels teammates. Lots of silence right now from the Japanese as they're trying to get through this ball game here to get to face the Americans tomorrow night. For one of these teams, there will be no tomorrow. Here comes the offering from the lefty Sandoval, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Ohtani. Masataka Yoshida, the Boston Red Sox outfielder, is going to have his turn on deck. So not going to get any easier here for Sandoval. Yoshida holds the bat on his shoulder, and now he lifts it off as he's ready for the offering from left-hander Sandoval. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down in the dirt. A nice stop there by Austin Barnes. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ohtani. As we wait here for the game to resume, as Ohtani had stepped out of the batter's box. And now Sandoval ready to go again. 2 balls and no strikes as he holds set at the belt. The lefty kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up down the third base line. Isak Paredes makes his way over, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. There's 2 balls and 1 strike to Ohtani. Well, it would be something for the Japanese here. They've got to try to inch their way back into this one. Anything they can do to chip away, get a run, get another run. Much like the Mexicans did to the Puerto Ricans. They were able to keep grinding away. I'm not so sure 3 runs would win this game for Mexico tonight. And here comes the 2-1 offering to Ohtani. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1. I would have to say if Mexico can get to 5 runs tonight, that might be safe enough. 3 runs right now, I don't think is going to be good enough to beat the Japanese. And here comes the 3-1 offering to Ohtani. Sandoval delivers, and it's a breaking ball. It catches the inside corner for a called strike. Ohtani started to make his way down to first base. The right hand of Quinn Walcott is going to bring him back, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Ohtani stands in, waiting on the offering here from the lefty Sandoval. As he holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Moving over to his right is Alek Thomas. He's going to make the catch. He's going to retire Ohtani for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 away, and that'll leave it all up to the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. Well, for Yoshida tonight, he had the first hit of the ball game for the Japanese. He was erased in a double play. He is 7 for 16 in the tournament. He has no homers. Check that. He's got 1 homer and 10 RBIs. As the unicorn, so to speak, takes his helmet off and sits down, does Ohtani. Don't see too many of those type of players in the world. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that is in on the hands that's swung on and fouled away by Yoshida, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yoshida, as we mentioned before, his play with the Red Sox is going to have to be with the bat, and that's what they've signed him for. But he is definitely not a defender or a base runner. He is not very good on either of those 2 fronts. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1 ball, no balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. But being that it is a small ballpark in Fenway, and if he can learn to play the monster, that's going to mask a lot of the shortcomings. But when he was playing in the Osaka Dome, we got a chance to watch him play defensively in left field. It was a bit of an adventure. On top of that, his throwing arm is not the best. But again, playing at Fenway Park, you can hide a lot of shortcomings as long as you can swing the stick. And if he can play pepper with the green monster, he's going to have himself a lengthy Boston career. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. And Yoshida's got himself aboard with a single. And that is going to send Kondo all the way over to third. And with 2 out here, the Japanese have something brewing, and it's going to be Munetaka Murakami coming to the plate. Well, there's certainly a player right here who could tie the ball game up with one swing of the bat, and that could be Murakami. As we said, he was the home run leader, a Triple Crown winner in the Central League last year. The league in home runs, RBIs, batting average, tops in slugging percentage, and a whole host of other offensive categories. But he's 4 for 18 in this tournament with no homers and 3 runs batted in. As the pitcher, Sandoval, has got a visit from the infielders. And to put it in perspective, Murakami hit 56 homers this past year. His numbers were eerily similar to that of Sadahara O in his 1964 season for the Yomiuri Giants. So pretty amazing stuff. Batting average almost equal. Home runs just one more to left-handed hitting Murakami. He did drive in more runs, though. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. The count is 0-1 to Murakami. Murakami, as we said, the third sacker for the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. As he digs in here, ready on the offering from Patrick Sandoval. 3-0, Mexico has the lead. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here comes the offering from the lefty Sandoval. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is now 0-2. So interesting statistic that's flashed around is that in 2022 with the Angels, Patrick Sandoval allowed exactly 0 home runs to left-handed hitters. Well, he's followed that up tonight with the goose egg as well. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. There is a fastball that just misses upstairs. Boy, that was a dangerous-looking pitch. The umpire, Quinn Walcott, did not give it to Sandoval. Sandoval was already walking off the mound. We look at the K-zone. The K-zone would tell you that, yeah, it was at the top part of the strike zone, but the home plate umpire, Walcott, would not agree. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Murakami. That could be where the hitter gets second life. He makes the pitcher pay. We're going to find out right here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Lefty works set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Murakami stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here in the 4th inning for Samurai Japan. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We are now through 4 complete. It is Mexico 3, Japan no score. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Stick around. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Cruising to the top half of the 5th inning, 3-0 for Team Mexico. We'll be back after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fifth inning. It is going to be Alek Thomas, Austin Barnes, and Randy Arozarena, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order for Team Mexico. The Mexicans' storyline tonight has been about Patrick Sandoval. He has been brilliant in his first 4 innings of work, shutting out the Japanese so far. He has, to his name, he's got 6 strikeouts in the 4 innings of work, and he's only allowed 3 hits. He's been absolutely brilliant. Well, we've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming on in relief. He is a starter for the Oryx Buffaloes and the ace of their pitching staff. He is going to be in here in relief of Roki Sasaki. He had worked against Australia earlier in the tournament, working 4 innings and striking out 8. The first pitch is a fastball at 95 miles an hour that just misses off the outside corner for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Yamamoto, the diminutive right-hander for the Buffaloes, is said that he is going to be posted in a couple of seasons. He is arguably one of the best pitchers in all of Japan, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even at 1-1. So Yamamoto in, Sasaki gone. Chased after 4 innings of work. And the big blow is the 3-run homer by Luis Arias. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count is now 2-1 to Alek Thomas. The one thing that I would say is that Yamamoto needs to get through this inning, because usually once he gets through the first inning of work, he gets to be very, very tough. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. He was the Japanese Triple Crown winner in both 2021 and 2022. So that would be wins, ERA, and strikeouts. And there's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed, and Alek Thomas is retired on strikes for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. So Roki Sasaki is tough, but a lot tougher is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That brings Austin Barnes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. He is 5 for 15 in the tournament. As Yamamoto rocks into the windup and delivers, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Well, for Samurai Japan, they're going to have to find a way to get themselves back into this one. And also, they're going to have to keep the bats of the Mexicans at bay. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Austin Barnes waggling the bat. Yamamoto rocking into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third, fielded by the third baseman Murakami, who throws to first. That is going to retire Barnes on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Randy Arozarena. Well, for Arozarena, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has been one of the stars of the Mexican team in this tournament. When the lights come on, he is generally shines very, very bright. He is 8 for 19 now in the tournament. As they kick and deliver, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Arozarena. Arozarena batting from the right side. He's up on the plate here, as here comes the pitch from Yamamoto, and it's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Arozarena as the right-hander Yamamoto rocks into the motion. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and no strikes. The Japanese have won all 5 of the games they have played so far. They've outscored their opponents 47-11. But right now, need some help here as there's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-1 to Arozarena. As the right-hander Yamamoto gets his sign, and he rocks into the motion. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. And Arozarena has got himself a 2-out walk here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Alex Verdugo to the plate. We want to thank everybody who is taking the time to come in and listen tonight. If you're new to the channel, we appreciate you for being here, and hopefully you'll be able to join us when we do the Japanese action later on in the week. We'll be calling a couple of the exhibition games this week. The NPB season all gets going a week from Thursday, North American time, and we will be there for all the action. And hopefully you can be there with us too. It'll be early in the morning. It'll be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. It'll be the first game of the season that we'll be giving you the call for. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike by Verdugo, and the count is 0-1. Alex Verdugo tonight is 0 for 2. He's flown to left, and he has struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. As Arozarena establishes his lead over at first base, Yamamoto now flips it over. It's an old token toss. Diving back is Arozarena safely, and the count now is still no balls and 1 strike with Verdugo here at the plate. This game here is kind of hit a bit of a stall as we're in the top of the 5th inning. Action has been limited, not as exciting as some of the other games we've seen. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly over to second. Yamada fields it. He throws on the run over to first, and that is going to do it. That's a ground out 4-3 as Verdugo is retired here in the 5th inning. So there was no runs in the inning. There was no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 4.5. It is almost halftime here as the Japanese are trailing the Mexicans by a score of 3-0. We'll be back in just a few minutes. It is going to be coming to bat Kaz Okamoto, Tetsudo Yamada, and Suzuki Genda for Samurai Japan. We'll be right back after this. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we'd like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game, as he has always got some wild and crazy stuff, whether it be No Filter Friday or all the other things that he puts out, his Saturday morning cartoons or his Sunday shoutouts. It's something, it is a treat for everybody. Well, it is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for Japan in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Kaz Okamoto, Tetsudo Yamada, and Suzuki Genda will be coming here to face Patrick Sandoval. It'll be interesting to see how this is going to all play out, as it is going to be the spot in the ball game here where the Japanese have got to start thinking about crawling back. They've got to be able to chip away and get themselves a run here somehow. That is where we stand right now with a 3-0 scoreline for Team Mexico over Samurai Japan. Well, Sandoval gets ready to go back to work, and he kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to the right-handed hitting Okamoto. Is 55 pitches through the first 4 innings for the left-hander Sandoval, so he really is hardly broken a sweat as the lefty is ready to go back to work again. He holds the ball at the belt, he rocks into the motion, and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, moving back on the warning track and leaping up. And did he make the catch? Randy Arozarena has hauled it in. He has made a great catch on the warning track, taking away a home run from Okamoto. Unbelievable. Randy Arozarena has always shone in the big moments, and he continues to do it here as he takes a home run away from Okamoto. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a great play. Again, another highlight in the highlight reel for Randy Arozarena. So that is going to retire Okamoto for the first out of the inning. He was right back on the track. He went up against the wall. He leapt up, and he was able to take that home run away. And one gone here for Okamoto, or for Japan, in their half of the inning, as Randy Arozarena makes the play emphatically. One gone, and it brings Tetsudo Yamada to the plate. We weren't sure if he was going to make that play or not, but his response, and of course how he crosses his arms and sort of holds back and plays to the crowd, that is what he does. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on by Tetsudo Yamada. It's lined into right field for a base hit. And that is a single for Yamada here, and that'll bring up Suzuki Genda to the plate. So pretty amazing stuff. Takes us back to when they played against Puerto Rico the other night, and he had to race into the Oppo gap, reach back and make a catch. In that ball game, the highlight reels just continue for Randy Arozarena. So if you think that was a Sports Center highlight on the game on Saturday, well, we just added one for the ones here as well. Unbelievable. As Arozarena looks to his admirers in the stands, even going to get an autograph in between innings. We're going to have to take a look here. I think Mexico may be going to the bullpen, as there is a visit out to the mound, but we're going to wait and see if they're going to leave Sandoval in or not. And in between, Arozarena is autographing baseballs and throwing pens back over the fence to the admirers that are hanging there, but the play is going to go on here. So as he has a stoppage, he's out there signing autographs and mingling with the fans. So now here we go, as it is going to be Suzuki Genda stepping to the plate. And the first offering from the lefty Sandoval is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Genda. How's that for a little bit of flair? Make a great grab, wait for the coach to come out and have a word with the pitcher and sign a few autographs for your admirers. So here comes the 0-1. It is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. Another fantastic play from Randy Arozarena. How good would he look in a Cuban uniform? But now applying for his adopted country, Mexico. So here we go. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that misses down and away to Genda, and the count is now 2-1. Crazy part to this is that really, with one swing of the bat, Japan can be right back into this thing. So they have to be a little bit delicate. Does Patrick Sandoval? They do have the infield shading to the right side for Genda. As here comes the 2-1 offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but Lance Barksdale said no, he didn't go. And that's going to make the count 3-1 to Genda. Now, this is really the first sign of trouble or sustained trouble that Sandoval has found himself in. The deep ball off the bat of Okamoto that was caught for an out, the single by Yamada, and now he's in jeopardy of walking Genda. As the left-handed pitcher Sandoval comes to the set position. And here comes the 3-1. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third baseline. The count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Genda. There is action as Jose Urquidy is up and throwing. Urquidy got the start. I believe it was against Team Canada earlier in the Classic. The Houston Astros starter is looking like he's going to come on in relief. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. It's going to run the count still full at 3-2. And when you think about it, you have to say it's got to be something that you're going to have to be concerned about if you are the Mexicans, and not just that, but for Japan. Jose Urquidy rattled off how many consecutive starts of 6 or more innings? Well, here we go. Here you have it. Here comes the 3-2 offering. And instead they throw over to first base, and that's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diving back in time was Yamada. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Genda. As Sandoval works here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is the runner at first is Yamada. The batter is Genda. As the lefty holds, and now he kicks and delivers. The runner is off and running, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. One would have to think they want to get through this half inning with Sandoval, and if he can do that, it'll be high fives all the way around for him, as Jose Urquidy will be the one to come in next. So Sandoval gets his sign from his catcher Barnes, and he works to the set position. Now he throws over to first again, and diving back again is Tetsuya Yamada. So the lefty ready to go here once again. Gets the ball, and he checks his sign from his catcher. Genda waggles the bat. Sandoval holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. There goes the runner again. It's a fastball that misses inside. It's going to be ball 4. Genda is going to be aboard with a walk. It is going to put Yamada over to second. That's going to bring Yuhei Nakamura to the plate. But it's also going to bring Benji Gill out of the dugout, and he has seen enough. He's calling for a right-hander. And that'll be the end of the line for his lefty Patrick Sandoval. Great outing tonight, as he's gone 4 1/3 innings, keeping the Japanese at bay. And now Randy Arozarena is going to be able to go back and mingle with the crowd behind him, sign a few more autographs, and talk about that play that he made. What a fantastic deal. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The Japanese are threatening with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitching change is on its way. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change. It'll be the second pitcher used by Team Mexico tonight. And we got our friend Mick3Y official in the house. It is going good. We appreciate you for coming back. Long time no see. We saw you the other night, but now we're back into the saddle, ready to do some baseball, and nothing like doing the World Baseball Classic here tonight. So Jose Urquidy is coming on in relief, and he will be here getting his warm-up tosses in. Our friend Mick says, go Team Japan. Right now, they're going nowhere. Sandoval leaves the game, giving up working 4 1/3 innings, allowing only 4 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 1, but the runners on base right now are his responsibility. It was Urquidy's start against Canada, as we talked about. He'd worked 4 innings. He allowed a couple of runs, struck out 5 and walked 1. Well, we're going to see how this is going to look here as Urquidy is going to complete his warm-up tosses. We are ready to almost resume the action here in just a moment. He is on to face the 9-hole hitter in Yuhei Nakamura. We're going to see if Nakamura is going to be hitting or if they're going to pinch hit for him in this situation. It looks like we may have a pinch hitter on our hands. And I'm curious to see if Takuya Kai is going to come out. It is going to be Shugo Maki. Shugo Maki in the Classic has a couple of homers and a couple of RBIs. He's hitting .214. Shugo Maki is with the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars. He is their second baseman, and he is a pretty solid hitter for a young guy, and that'll probably mean we're going to see most likely Takuya Kai come into the ballgame and catch for Team Japan after this. That's what my guess is. And here's the first pitch from Urquidy. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Austin Barnes lost the handle of it, and he had to go and pick it up. That's going to be no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Maki. Tough position to come in to have to hit here. And as we talked about before, they don't really care if you're a right-hander. They pinch hit a right-hander against a right-handed pitcher all day long. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. The count is now 0-2. For those of you who are listening into our channel for the first time, we are going to be doing the NPB action, but we're also going to be calling stuff throughout the year, but we are going to be making our predictions every single week and every single night for Japanese games. So if you're into that type of stuff, if you want to see who you think's going to win, then come and take a look at our channel when you can. And there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. It is fielded by the shortstop Trujillo. He throws to first, and they're going to get Maki by a half a step. The only play was to first base. He had to charge the ball. He had to move sort of to his right, threw across the diamond. I want to get a look at this and see exactly how that one played out. He was able to field it, came across. He had to throw in a hurry, but he did nab him by a half a step. Goes as ground out 6-3, but runners are now both in scoring position. And it brings Lars Nootbaar to the plate. Of course, Nootbaar is 0 for 2 in this one, the St. Louis Cardinal outfielder. And he is 7 for 21 in the tournament. So Nootbaar batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Urquidy. And here's the first pitch to Nootbaar. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. I don't know who the better matchup would be for the Americans tomorrow. I thought for sure Japan would probably be the better one because maybe it's Otani who takes to the hill. But how about Mexico competing against the USA? What a rivalry that would be for the championship. And there is a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is 0-2. That had a lot of backdoor run on it for Urquidy. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nootbaar. The wrestling masks are out in full force at the stadium tonight. So here comes the offering now to Nootbaar as the right-hander Urquidy now, though, steps off the rubber, and he's going to want Barnes to cycle through the signage again. So the right-hander leans in. He works set to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is now 1-2 to Nootbaar. This is going to get into the deep water here in the next little bit as we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. With Japan behind Mexico 3-0. As we said before, good pitching beats good hitting all day long, and we have seen some good pitching here tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Nootbaar, but the runners can't go anywhere. Nice stop there by Austin Barnes. As the reminder, again, we'll be back on the YouTube airwaves tomorrow night for the call between Team USA versus the winner of this game. It'll be for all the marbles. As the right-hander Urquidy gets his sign from Austin Barnes, and he works set to the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is now full on Nootbaar. Well, they do have the open base, and it is Kensuke Kondo who waits his turn on deck, but you don't want to face Kondo. He's a very dangerous hitter. In fact, you start getting into the Japanese lineup, and it's not going to be easy pickings, that's for sure. So here comes the 3-2 offering to Nootbaar as he waggles the bat. Urquidy kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4. And Nootbaar is going to get himself a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So bases are full of Samurai Japan runners, and it's going to bring Kensuke Kondo to the plate. For Kondo tonight, he is 1 for 2. He is 8 for 20 in the tournament. He is the outfielder from the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Gonna have to get used to saying that, as Kondo is going to be joining the Hawks for the first time in his career after playing a number of seasons for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. So here we go. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted in deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track, backing up and making the catch is Randy Arozarena, and Jose Urquidy looks skyward as he walks off the mound, breathing a sigh of relief. Kondo put a charge into that one, but Randy Arozarena again on his horse makes the catch on the warning track for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs in the inning on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is Mexico 3, Japan no score. Come on back, everybody. The back half of the ball game is ready to get going in just a few, and this one is just about to heat up. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call at the top of the 6th inning. It is a great game here tonight. 3-0 for Team Mexico as they are holding the lead over Samurai Japan. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be cruising here to the top of the 6th inning, and Mexico will be coming to bat with Joey Meneses, Rowdy Tellez, and Isaac Paredes. Our friend Mick asks, how is the last Raps biz going? Well, everything's going pretty good. It's picking up as long as we don't have ourselves another one of these pandemics. The kids are coming back. Baseball is around the corner, and life is good. Can't always say it isn't. So our friend Mick, who is one of our listeners during the Japanese season, going to be in Japan for 3 weeks at the end of the summer. So we'll be giving you some live stuff, live looks in from Japan. We're going to be doing some coverage over there, and also going to be in Korea for a little bit as well. Looking forward to that. As the first pitch from Yoshinobu Yamamoto is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Joey Meneses. Well, for Meneses tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out to left. As he waits here on the offering from Yamamoto, who delivers a fastball. It's swung on. It's hit back up the middle. It is taken on a couple of hops by Yamada. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Meneses on a ground out. 4-3 for out number one. As anticipated, the defensive change for Japan is Takuya Kai behind the plate. Kai is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks catcher. He's only 5'7", but he is fun to watch. He is quick like a cat. He can pounce on balls. He really calls a good game. He doesn't miss many pitches. He is the catcher now, replacing the Swallows catcher, Yuhei Nakamura. Well, that brings Rowdy Tellez to the plate. Tellez tonight is 1 for 2. He scored a run as he was brought home on the home run by Luis Arias, and he takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Mexican baseball fans will be really, really pleased with the way that Randy Arozarena has played. There's a fastball that misses up and away for a ball, and the count is 1-1. He is a fire starter. I remember a number of years ago, there was, I think it was either Tommy Lasorda or Earl Weaver, can't remember which one it was off the top of my head, said there were three types of players. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 1-2. There's players who make things happen. There's guys who watch things happen. And there's guys who wonder what happened. And certainly Randy Arozarena is a guy who makes things happen. He is fun to watch, a game changer indeed. And the unfortunate part is he's buried in Tampa Bay where a lot of people don't see him. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Tellez is retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That was a split finger pitch that fell off the table from Yamamoto. That's a bread and butter pitch for him. 2 gone here, and that will bring up Isaac Paredes. Well, Paredes has 2 singles tonight. He also scored a run. He was brought around on the homer by Arias. As I mentioned before, it's going to have to be I would have to think, as there's a fastball that misses down for ball 1. You would have to think here that the Japanese pitchers are going to keep the Mexicans in check from here on out. But are the Mexicans going to be able to have enough to slam the door on the Japanese? Would have been interesting if they would have had Roberto Osuna with them. As I said before, Roberto Osuna is pitching in Japan. He pitched with Chiba, and then this year he's going to be with Fukuoka. And he is a big-time game changer. As Yamamoto delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1 on Paredes. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander Yamamoto ready to go to work again. As he rocks into the windup. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is pop foul down the first base line. Moving over in front of it and making the grab is Okamoto, and that is going to do it. It's going to retire the side for the Mexicans. 3 up and 3 down, and that will do it here in the top of the 6th. Well, for Team Mexico, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is Mexico 3, Japan no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6th inning here for Japan, and scheduled to come to bat will be Shohei Ohtani, Masataka Yoshida, and Munetaka Murakami, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Mexican batting order, or in the Japanese batting order, as they are going to be slated to face the right-hander, or the Jose Urquidy, who is on in relief. So we've got ourselves Ohtani, Yoshida, and Murakami. It won't get any hard or easier than that, or harder than that, I should say. As there was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Ohtani. Reminder, back on the airwaves again tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Hopefully we can bring you that as well, as we have been doing for the last few nights. It'll be the championship game featuring Team USA and the winner of this game, as a fastball swung on and foul down the first base line. The count is now 0-2 to Ohtani. Hopefully we can be able to give you all that action as we've been doing here the last few nights. And as I mentioned before, be sure to bookmark the channel, as if you're into Japanese baseball, we will be able to give you the call on the games coming up here, being the Japanese games in the next couple of days. We'll give a couple exhibition games. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And that is going to be a hit. And as Ohtani is now pumping his fist, a little bit of emotion showed by him. A 2-strike single. That is going to bring Masataka Yoshida to the plate. And as Yoshida strives to the plate, he has 2 knocks tonight. He is 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles. He was able to figure out Patrick Sandoval. So Yoshida on the tournament is 8 for 17. He is doing in this tournament what the Boston Red Sox hope he will be able to do during the year, and that is hit the baseball. And here's the first pitch from Urquidy. It is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the right-hander holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses off the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes it is. Yoshida here waiting again on the offering from Urquidy. As the right-hander works set to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1. Don't know if Urquidy is in mid-season form yet. But he is here throwing strikes when he has to. So here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on, and it is grounded foul over on the third base side. That runs the count to 2-2 on Yoshida. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Japanese crowd have their trumpeters and their drums. They've got quite the fanfare and the sound. Interesting that they were allowed to bring their brass instruments into the stands with all the restrictions that are going on in North American baseball. There's a grounded ball over to first. It is fielded by the first baseman, Meneses. He goes to second for 1, but it's not going to be back in time to retire Yoshida. So that's going to go down as a fielder's choice, 3-6. That retires Ohtani for the first out, but Yoshida is going to be the runner now at first. And probably a good trade-off, because Yoshida is not the base runner that Ohtani is. That is for sure. So Yoshida, the runner at first, with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up Munetaka Murakami to the plate, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out both times he has come to bat. Well, you're not facing Mexican League, or I should say Japanese League pitching here. So Murakami has found his struggles a little bit in this tournament. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on, and he's fouled it off as a lead leg. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike to Murakami. 4 for 19 in the tournament is the big fella. He's batting .211 with no homers and 3 runs batted in, as he hits from the left side against the right-handed throwing Jose Urquidy. As the right-hander gets his sign, and now he works to the set position. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher. He works to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. He checks his swing, but they go down to Lance Barksdale over at third base, and they said he went. It's going to run the count to 1-2 on Murakami. We're going to look at it on the replay, and yeah, that was a pretty easy call. He was unable to hold up as he went across. He made that effort to hit that pitch. And here's the pitch from Urquidy. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Murakami goes down on strikes for out number 2 here in the 6th inning, and that is going to leave it up to Kaz Okamoto. So 2 gone now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Okamoto coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded into a double play, and he has flown out to left field. So Samurai Japan being shut out here through 5 2/3 so far. So the right-hander now works to the set position, does Sandoval. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down to the way, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, we're getting into the deep water in this ball game now, as once we get past the 6th inning, it's going to be a battle of time. Not enough outs left here for the Japanese. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. They don't have to get them all back at once, but they do have to get some back. A little chip here, a little chip there is going to help the cause for sure. As the right-hander Urquidy toes the rubber, and he leans in to pick up his sign from Austin Barnes. He works set to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. I think if I was Kaz Okamoto, I'd feel a little hard done by there. That last pitch looked like it was off the outside corner. Just as the players are not in midseason form, myself, the announcer, is not always in midseason form, well, nor is the balls and strikes of Quinn Walcott in midseason form. And here's the 2-1 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Runs the count to 3-1, but probably would have been ball 4, as that pitch before was about 5 or 6 inches off of the plate. So 3-1 to Okamoto, as the pitcher Urquidy gets his sign from his catcher Barnes. Ishida establishes his lead at first, and here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses outside. And that's why I said that Walcott's not in midseason form, because that fastball was a called strike on the 2-1 pitch, was pretty much in the same location. This time Urquidy doesn't get the call. It's going to be ball 4, and Okamoto has got himself a walk. It's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up the dangerous Tetsuya Yamada to the plate, but it's going to bring Benji Gill out of the Mexican dugout, as he is coming out to have a word with his star right-hander. So the conference is on the mound here and talking to Jose Urquidy. We got trouble brewing here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Action in the Mexican bullpen. They have a right-hander up and throwing. It is Jesus Cruz, as he is getting loose. I don't know if I would trust Jesus as much as I would trust Jose Urquidy. I think I'd keep rolling Urquidy. Might as well. You've used him now. You might as well burn him now. He's probably not coming back tomorrow night. He's probably not starting the game tomorrow night. So Tetsuya Yamada comes to the plate. 3 for 12 in the Classic, 1 for 2 tonight. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yamada 1 for 2 in this one. He is the starting and star second baseman for the Swallows. The Swallows locked him up to a big-time deal a few years ago, which basically took him out of any consideration to coming to North America, as a breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. When you think of the positives of playing in Japan, just the lack of travel versus what there is in North America. I say that because when I think of the travel that they have in, less than an hour, you could fly between Tokyo and Osaka. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Probably, arguably, the longest road trip for a team like Fukuoka, who is on the far southwest, to have to go to Hokkaido. Maybe not even a 2-hour flight. You go right across the country. When you think about playing in Los Angeles and having to go to New York, what kind of flight that's like. There's the pitch from Urquidy. It's a breaking ball down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So just a lot less travel for the Japanese players to have to endure. He gets paid almost major league money. I say that, but for the position he plays, he makes a pretty good buck, does Yamada. So he's got everything he wants, and he doesn't have to leave Japan. Here comes the 2-2 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be 3-2. And now the runners are going to be in motion. We've got Yoshida at second and Okamoto at first. Urquidy has gone full to Yamada. When he delivers to the plate, the runners are going to be off and in motion. Standing on deck is Suzuki Genda. So here we go. Here comes the 3-2. As the right-hander Urquidy gets his sign from his catcher. Japan looking to break the ice, wanting to try to get on the board. Here we go. And Urquidy delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. Now, are the Mexicans going to be able to hold this one down, or are they going to let this one fritter away? And you'd hate to see that happen to a guy like Jose Urquidy. Urquidy has been such a classy pitcher for the Astros for the last couple of years. But Suzuki Genda, the captain of the Saitama Cebu Lions, steps up to the plate. He's 2 for 8 in the tournament. 0 for 1 tonight, but he has reached base on a walk back in the 5th inning. And here's the offering from Urquidy. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nowhere to put Genda, as the bases are full. Right-hander Urquidy working quickly here as he gets his sign from his catcher, Austin Barnes. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. He's gone back to even. Here it could be a big turning point in the ball game. The Japanese have the bases loaded with 2 out and Suzuki Genda at the dish. And here comes the 1-1. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Coming hard toward the foul line is Randy Arozarena, and he's going to haul it in just as he goes into foul territory. Randy Arozarena comes up again with another catch, and that will do it here for the Japanese in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, they got no runs in the inning. They had a hit. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. Japan has now left 8 runners aboard in the last 3 innings, and they got nothing to show for it. We're now through 6 complete. Team Mexico 3, Samurai Japan no score. Stay tuned, everybody. It is the top of the 7th coming up in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys all for being here with us yet again tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the part of the batting order coming up for Mexico, which means at 6, 7, and 8, it'll be Luis Arias, Alan Trujillo, and Alec Thomas. The big blow of the game was the 3-run homer off the bat of Luis Arias back in the 4th inning. All that damage that Mexico provided was with 2 out. They had a single by Rowdy Tellez, a single by Isaac Paredes, and then it was the big blast by Arias, who have put them up ahead 3-0. And so now we are moving to the top half of the 7th inning, and Mexico coming to bat looking to add to their lead. 3-5-0, the line score for Mexico, 0-5-0 for Japan. The difference in this one really was the starting pitching of Patrick Sandoval for the Mexicans. He was absolutely outstanding. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto delivers a first pitch fastball that is swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Luis Arias. So no balls and 1 strike. Arias 2 for 2 tonight with that home run and a single. 5 for 16 now in the tournament. He is getting it going at the right time. And here comes the offering from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on. It's rolled over to the shortstop, Genda. He fields it and throws to first. And Arias is going to be retired on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Alan Trujillo. Well, for Trujillo, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, and he has grounded out to the shortstop. He's officially now 3 for 19 in the tournament. He is not there for his bat as much as he is there for his glove work. So here we go as Yamamoto gets the sign from Takuya Kai, and he delivers a fastball. He takes it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. I can tell you if Takuya Kai comes to bat with runners on, which he won't because Genda was retired, he would be a guy to be dropping bunts all over the place. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The appeal over to the first base umpire, and Alan Porter goes up with the right hand saying that he went. And that is going to be 0 balls and 2 strikes to Trujillo. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Yamamoto ready to go to work again. He rocks in the delivery, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball that just misses down and away. Good spot to miss, as that pitch was just below the knees and off the outside corner. So 1-2 to Trujillo. And now Yoshida ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been an entertaining ball game here, but not as much traffic on the base paths early on as there was in the last couple of games featuring the United States, as they had all kinds of traffic in their game last night against Cuba. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, but it's just going to hook foul into the corner. That's going to keep the count at 2-2. Well, since Yoshinobu Yamamoto has come into the game, he has retired 7 of the 8 batters he has faced. He has really settled it down. And as I said before, I think the needle will point to Japan from this point on. It is going to be their game to have to come back on. I think the Mexicans, their pitching isn't quite as good at the back end. There's a ball that's hit down the line at third base. Murakami is going to just let it roll foul, and he picks it up in foul territory before it reaches the base. And that is going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There was a lot of English on that one, and it hit right at the last moment, and the third baseman, Murakami, was able to pick it up. Had he fielded the ball, I don't think he had any shot to get the batter runner at first base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the pitcher Yamamoto gets a new ball to work with. And here we go. Here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander gets his sign. And here comes the pitch. Yamamoto rocks into the motion. And now time is called. He uses the pause in his delivery. He did the step back and he just sort of waited there, and then Trujillo called time because he wasn't ready for this. He's kind of what we see with Marcus Stroman and pitchers like that in the big leagues, such as Johnny Cueto. That's what Yamamoto was doing to Trujillo here. He doesn't have a big leg lift, and he just comes right at him and fires, and there's a fastball that misses down, and it's now 3-2. The only base runner that Yamamoto has allowed tonight was a walk to Randy Arozarena with 2 outs in the 5th inning. This is the 3rd inning of work that Yamamoto is doing here. And here comes the offering now to Trujillo as he rocks back into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Trujillo's got himself a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Alek Thomas. So curious to see who the Mexicans would throw tomorrow night. I don't think Julio Urias is available. Obviously, Sandoval and Urquidy have been burned or are being in the process of being burned here tonight. So should Mexico get to the championship game, I wonder what their starters would look like. And of course, it could be a revenge game for the United States, having been beaten by Mexico in the group play. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Thomas. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Count is 1-0. One thing you do have to keep your eye on is there are times that Yamamoto will lose command and control of his pitches, and we've seen it in the Japanese league. Usually it's not early when he's pitching. It's usually in about the 4th or 5th inning, and then he goes a little sideways, then he gets himself back on track, and he's good to go. Well, I don't know if we're going to witness that here in front of our eyes here in the 7th, because this is his 3rd inning of work. We'll see right about now. Here comes the offering. As a kick and deliver, it's a fastball that misses inside. The count's now 2-0. Something to be concerned. You've got to keep your hand on the bullpen phone in that situation, because there is no tomorrow for one of these teams that loses today. So 2 balls and no strikes to Alek Thomas. As Yamamoto kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses outside. Now it's 3-0. So he has lost command of his pitches here for now. We've got possibly trouble brewing as the Japanese manager looks on. 3 balls and no strikes to Alek Thomas. And you can see now that there is a little bit of scurrying in the Japanese bullpen. There's a couple of pitchers are getting up and stretching out, so we'll see what they have up in a moment. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Count is 3-1. Thomas would be definitely a difficult player to double up, as he runs very well. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Thomas. Runner at first, Trujillo establishes his lead. Yamamoto comes to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's tap foul. The runner was in motion as Trujillo had taken off. And now with 3 balls and 2 strikes, it will be a slam dunk that he'll be in motion. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Up in the bullpen is Yuki Utagawa. If you haven't seen Utagawa pitch, he is a power arm. Will come out of the Oryx bullpen. He could bring it up to 100 miles an hour as well. So no shortage of power arms from Team Japan, as there was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains 3-2 to Thomas. Very interesting if the right-hander Yamamoto can't get through this one. We do appreciate everybody, as we said, for dropping in and joining with us tonight, spending your Monday evening. Last Wraps Baseball as we watch the Japan and Mexico semifinal ball game. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and I believe fouled away right there at the plate. Didn't get the signal from the home plate umpire Quinn Walcott, but he steps out and throws another ball back to the pitcher. Yep, it was fouled away, and it came up and hit the umpire right underneath the arm. Maybe that's why he didn't signal. It was underneath the right arm, almost up into the armpit, played a little ricochet off his chest protector. So 3 balls and 2 strikes is Alec Thomas waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Yamamoto, the 3-2 pitch. As he takes his breath, and it's on the way. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is missed. They throw down to second. They put the tag on Trujillo, and they say the umpire says he's safe. We may have a look at this one, but that's a strikeout. Are we going to get a strike him out, throw him out? Well, it'll have to be onto the replay. And so the Japanese manager is asking for the umpires to go to the headset. Genda, I'm not sure if he got him the first time, but he may have had the tag on him when he went off of the base. We're going to see what happens here. Suzuki Genda had applied the tag, and I think they may have got him as he went off of the base. Maybe. We're going to see here in a moment. Got a couple of different angles on this. So certainly he was able to avoid the tag. He used the swim technique, this Trujillo. He reaches, gets his left hand away, keeps his hand on the base. But the question will be is, did Genda keep the tag on Trujillo long enough? Because if he did, Trujillo's hand came off of the base and they'll have him ruled out. But we're getting some different angles on it, and I don't know how they're going to tell this one. This might be a bit of a lengthy delay. I think the fact that Genda went back and re-tagged probably indicated that he didn't have him. Oh, boy. And I'm just looking here to see where Genda had hit his left leg as it had come up. But the question will be is, was he attached to the base? So Trujillo is waiting here, and we are waiting for the play that is under review. This could be a turning point in the ballgame. They can rule this one out, then we may have a situation here where it'll be pretty easy pickings for the rest of the inning. But if not, then obviously the Mexicans got a chance with a runner in scoring position and 2 gone to still punch one across. Right now, anything like this could be an insurance opportunity, and I think the Mexicans would take every opportunity for it. Normally, I like to make the calls on the review. I personally, if I was telling you right now, I think he's safe. I think they made the right call on the field, but we've been doing games, and I'm thinking about putting together a replay monitor here or a replay scoreboard to see what our success rate is. I'm not always sure that we're as successful as we think we are. I'm going to say the call is going to stand, but we're waiting here as Lance Barksdale, who is the crew chief tonight. He has got on the microphones. It looks like he's almost ready to pull it off and make a decision. Are we ready to go here? All eyes on Lance. As we continue to wait. It's the one thing I don't like about the replay in baseball. Here you've got everything else that's going on. Make the decision. Let's go. Let's get the game going. The pitcher is taken out of his rhythm. The game is disrupted. It adds unnecessary time. Give them 60 seconds to make the call. When you think about the umpires who have to make the call in real time, they have to make real-time judgment. They don't get the benefit of a slow-motion replay. So let's get that umpire up in the booth of 1 minute to make a decision, and if not, then let the play on the field stand. And here we go. Here's Lance Barksdale. He's coming up with the call. And he's called him out. Well, they're going to call it a strike him out, throw him out. That's going to be caught stealing 2-6 for the third out of the inning. I personally thought that I don't think Genda was able to make that play, but they got a break to the Japanese. And we're going to be going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Mexicans. When we come back, it'll be Takuya Kai. And then the top of the order, Lars Nootbaar and Kensuke Kondo. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. It is Mexico 3, Samurai Japan, no score. We're back for the bottom of the 7th after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is going to be Takuya Kai to get things going here for the Japanese, and it'll be Lars Nootbaar and Kensuke Kondo, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order. For the Japanese, they are looking to get something going. It has been a pitcher's gem for the Mexicans. And Jose Urquidy is going to continue to stay in the ball game. For Mexico tonight, Patrick Sandoval got the start. He went 4 1/3 innings. He allowed 4 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 6. He did not allow a run. Jose Urquidy has come into the ball game. He's gone an inning and 2/3 so far, allowing 1 hit. Not been as sharp as we would anticipate. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. The first pitch he delivers to Takuya Kai is a fastball that's taken for a ball. The count is 1-0. Urquidy back to work, and he delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Kai's first at bat of the evening. He is batting 100 in the tournament. He squares the bunt, and he pops it foul. Over on the first base side, Kai is always looking to find any way to try to get on base. But he bunts that one foul. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Takuya Kai. I really like the way Kai catches. He's the catcher for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. He's not a big guy. He only stands at 5'7". I think that even may be generous. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Kai is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. But I can't say I necessarily like him for his offense. I really like him for his defense. He is like a cat. He often reminds me of Pudge Rodriguez, the way he's able to get out from behind the mound to cover on bunts. He also does a really good job of being able to just do different things. Like, I like the fact that Takuya Kai is a leader. He's able to really control his pitching staff. He calls a pretty good game as the fastball is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nootbaar. Nootbaar tonight, 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's grounded to short. He's also drawn a walk. 7 for 21 in the tournament. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Moving over to his left is Randy Arozarena, and he's going to haul that one in. And Nootbaar is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it all up to Kensuke Kondo. Well, they're leaving it late, are the Japanese. They got to find a way to be able to scratch off a run here somehow, as they find themselves in the hole here, 3-0 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And to be fair, they really haven't shown like they have got a chance to really put the Mexican pitching away. It's been a fantastic outing by both Sandoval and Urquidy, as Kondo takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I think the big key will be is Urquidy going to be able to get through the next inning? And there is a changeup that misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Shohei Ohtani looming on deck. Should Kondo be able to get on? Kondo has the 1 hit in the 3 trips. It was a single back in the 4th inning. As Urquidy rocks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Urquidy here gets the sign from his catcher Barnes. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball's lined over the head of the leaping shortstop Arias. It's going to get down into right field. This might be the door that exactly what the Japanese are looking for. A 2-out single by Kondo, his 2nd hit of the ball game. That's going to bring up Shohei Ohtani. Well, big players make big plays and timely plays in certain moments. Kensuke Kondo is carving his name into Japanese history, and now that's going to bring Manager Benji Gill out to the mound as they've got a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen, and that looks like it's going to be it for Jose Urquidy. His night is done. They're going to be calling for a left-hander. We're going to get you that update when we come back in just a moment. Appreciate everybody for being here. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher to give you a relief pitcher.
Hey guys, while the manager's searching for a relief pitcher, let me help you with some relief channels. On top of mine and Freddy's, you can always check out Redbeard Breaks, Zero Fox Sports, you know another Hollis build, check them out again. Maybe Beast and Beauty Breaks, or even Dab's Family. Oh, looks like they have their pitcher, so after the game, check out some other videos by Freddy. They're fun, they're cool. Enjoy the game, peace out, and cheers!
Well, everybody, it's going to be Jojo Romero coming in relief, and we'll get you all his specs in just a couple moments. Hang tight. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as it's going to be Jojo Romero coming in for the Mexicans. The left-hander is in the Cardinals organization. He is going to be taking to the hill. He had spent time with the first part of his career with the Philadelphia Phillies, and then he bounced over to St. Louis last year. He is a lefty at 26 years old, 5'11", 200 pounds. He will be taking over here on the mound in this one here tonight. It has definitely been a night of the pitchers so far for the Mexicans, as both Samuel and Urquidy have kept the Japanese in check. But this is all about to change as we have Shohei Ohtani coming to the plate. Jojo Romero heating up here to get ready to face the Japanese star. Romero, so far to date on the campaign, he is working in his fourth ball game. He's won two of them. He's got 2 wins for Mexico. He's 2-0. He's worked 3 innings. He has given up 1 run, 1 of which has been earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 2, and that is where we stand so far. So once he completes his warm-up tosses, we'll be ready to get back at the action here, as it's Shohei Ohtani time coming to the plate. As we continue to wait here before we get back to the Classic, this is where the ball game is in check. So here we go. Here we are back to the live action as Romero is ready to face Shohei Ohtani. And the first pitch delivered is taken for a ball 1. And the count is 1-0 to Ohtani. Romero ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's another one that's down, and we're now in the hole 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ohtani. Romero ready to go back to work again, and he's working quickly, and he delivers again, and it's another ball. So 3 balls and no strikes. He has Ohtani 3-0. Here comes again the offering, and it's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Now the count goes to 3. Waiting on deck is the left fielder, Masataka Yoshida. Now we're ready to go at it again as the lefty Romero kicks and delivers, and it's going to miss down. It's ball 4. And Ohtani has drawn himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. That's going to bring the Boston Red Sox newest signee, Masataka Yoshida, to the plate with runners at first and second and 2 gone. Well, for Yoshida tonight, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles. He was a star last year in the Japan series, and the first pitch to him is a fastball at 94, swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1. He's been on base all 3 times tonight, Yoshida. 2 singles, and the other time he bounced into a fielder's choice. So here we go. Yoshida waiting here on the offering from the left-hander Jojo Romero, who checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a fastball at 95 that backs Yoshida off of the plate, and the count is even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. The left-handed hitting Yoshida waggles the bat as the lefty comes set on the hill. He checks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And now he's way up on the left-handed hitting Yoshida is Romero at 1-2. Yoshida, a big game player for the big game moments, much like Randy Arozarena has been for the Mexicans. Yoshida has been that way for Japan and for his club team, the Oryx Buffaloes, which earned him that $90 million deal with the Boston Red Sox. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Important part of the ball game right here as Yoshida is waiting here on the offering from the lefty Romero. Romero digs in on the rubber. He looks in and he gets his sign from his catcher, Austin Barnes. He works to the set position. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's hooking, and it is gone. A home run, a 3-run homer by Masataka Yoshida, and we have a brand new ball game on our hands as he has just tied the game up at 3. A big-time player for the big-time moments, and that is what you have from Masataka Yoshida, a 3-run blast. Boston Red Sox fans, I hope you're watching this because this is what you might be expecting from him in a Red Sox uniform in the not-so-distant future when games start to matter. So 3 runs on the board on the 3-run shot by Yoshida. We got a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. It's going to bring up the home run king of Japan, Munetaka Murakami. And here we go, everybody. Brand new baseball game in Miami. We're all knotted up at 3. And that's what it does to you. The base on balls. Yeah, Kondo got a 2-out single, and then Otane gets a walk. The next thing you know, Yoshida makes it hurt. There's a first pitch fastball taken by Murakami for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So a brand new ball game here in Miami. And here's the offering from Romero. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-2. Well, maybe we got bonus baseball tonight from the state of Florida. This game might have extra innings written all over it, but as I said at the outset, it's the starting pitching for the Mexicans that has the needle pointed in their direction, but it's going to be the bullpen of the Japanese that should be able to help them out, and that's what we've seen now is the bullpen of the Mexicans has served up that 3-run shot. So that last pitch misses down to Murakami. It's a ball now 1-2. That is quite the ball game. Really, Japan here hasn't really strung a lot together. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 2-2. Yoshida now has 13 RBIs in the Classic. That's the most in any single tournament. He had 10 entering tonight's affair, and the way it's going, we might be seeing another game for the Japanese tomorrow night. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at 2-2 to Murakami. So if you went away, if you fell asleep on us, don't fall asleep on us now. We got some good baseball here to come between now and the finish. 3-3 is the score. It is in the bottom of the 7th. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murakami. There is 2 away. There's the pitch from Romero. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up It is over on the third base side, coming into foul territory. Underneath it is Paredes. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here. But there was damage done, and off the swing of the bat of Masataka Yoshida, the Japanese have tied the game at 3. There were 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete. It is Samurai Japan 3, Mexico 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The top of the 8th inning, we return right after this. Appreciate you for being here with us. Welcome back, everybody. We've got a barn burner on our hands here as we move to the top of the 8th inning. A 3-run shot by Masataka Yoshida in the last half of the 7th inning as he tied the score all at 3 with Mexico. Unbelievable. The first 2 outs of the inning, it was Takuya Kai and Lars Nootbaar were retired, and then all the damage came with 2 out. The first pitch here into Austin Barnes is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. And then, what do you know? A single by Kondo, a walk to Otani, and a 3-run blast has this game all knotted up at 3s as we're now in the top of the 8th inning. As Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound delivers a fastball, which is taken for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2 to Barnes. Barnes tonight is 0 for 2. He is grounded to third both of his times to the plate. He is 5 for 16 in the tournament. As the right-hander rocks into the motion, and now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that Barnes checks his swing on, and they couldn't hold up, and he is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring the top of the order, Randy Arozarena, to the hill, or to the mound, or to the plate to face Yamamoto. I'm not sure if it was because he swung or because the pitch was actually a strike. Either way, the home plate umpire had rung him up. Yamamoto ready to face Randy Arozarena here. As the first time he faced him, he walked him back in the 5th inning. So Yamamoto rocking into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Since Yamamoto has come into the game, he has not allowed a base hit. He has walked 2 players, or 2 batters. He also has, by our books, 4 strikeouts in this one. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the right fielder. It's going to get off the wall. Extra bases for Arozarena. He is going to cruise into second base with a double. And just on cue, he is got himself a double as he looks into the stands with his crossed arms pose. That's what he likes to do. He strikes the pose as he gets into second base. Randy Arozarena very brash. He was originally a St. Louis Cardinal, and you got to wonder what the Cardinals are thinking these days, as both Arozarena and Adolis Garcia, who they let go or basically gave away to the Rangers, I think it was for $10,000 or $20,000. And what they are doing, they would look in the Cardinal outfield. So Arozarena having a little bit of fun. He is the runner at second base. With one away, it's the first hit given up by Yamamoto on in relief, and now it's going to bring Alex Verdugo to the plate. Verdugo tonight, 0 for 3, having a rough tournament, 2 for 22 at the plate. And here's the pitch from Yamamoto. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven to the opposite field gap. It's going to get down, and it's going to get the alley all the way to the wall. That's going to score Arozarena. Digging for 2 is the batter Verdugo, and he is going to stop at second with a one-out double. So back-to-back doubles by Arozarena and Verdugo have the Mexicans back in front 4-3. And that is going to bring up Joey Meneses to the plate. And for Meneses tonight, he is 0 for 3 in this one. He is 9 for 26 in the tournament. He is looking for his first hit. Randy Arozarena, the fire starter. And Alex Verdugo knocking him in. And so Mexico back in front here, 4-3 in Miami. Unbelievable pace to this one here. The winner goes on to play Team USA tomorrow night. We have a pause in the action as there is a visit to the mound to Yamamoto. I hope they don't pull him. He was absolutely cruising along here. Nothing as of right yet. So not too shabby for the Mexicans as they have recaptured the lead. So Joey Meneses is now coming to bat. The Washington Nationals first baseman, as he made his big league debut at the age of 30 last year. Had himself a fantastic year. We've got Jarren Duran in to pinch run, the Boston Red Sox outfielder, to replace the other Red Sox outfielder, Alex Verdugo. So here comes the first offering to Joey Meneses. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So Jarren Duran in to run for Verdugo. Meneses, couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. He had both of those home runs against the United States in the round robin play. So here we go. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Yamamoto, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and line foul down the left field line, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a heck of a ball game here from Miami tonight. We appreciate those who've hung around with us here last night. Couldn't quite say the same thing. A 14-2 beatdown as the Americans drilled the Cubans to punch their ticket to the finals. This game here, far more entertaining. Hopefully the World Baseball Classic final tomorrow night will be equally as entertaining. 4-3 Mexico in the top of the 8th inning. Meneses in the batter's box waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Yamamoto. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Duran has a depth lead at second base. There's only 1 away here. They throw down to second, and the throw is in time. They tried to backdoor Tetsuda Yamada, the second baseman. Came in there on the timing play, and they applied the tag, but Duran was back in time. So still 1 ball and 1 strike to Joey Meneses. Plenty of time there for Duran. But if the throw was a good one to the base, it might have been a different story. The throw from Yamamoto was to the second base side. And here we go. Here comes the 1-1. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded through the 6-hole into left field past the diving Genda. Coming up with it is Yoshida. He fires it back in, and that's going to put runners at the corners. So Joey Meneses with a single. Duran advances to third, and it's going to bring Rowdy Tellez to the plate. Well, Rowdy Tellez, also a player who can have some big moments. Maybe his biggest moment the other night was striking out so he didn't ground into a double play against the Puerto Ricans. But it is Rowdy tonight who has a single and scored a run, and he's also grounded to short and struck out in his 3 trips. And right now we have a visit to the mound. It looks like that the manager is going to get himself a new baseball. And by the looks of it, he is going to be going to the bullpen, and that is going to be it for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. There will be a pitching change here in Miami. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We'll get you that update when it becomes available. Hold tight. It is a 4-3 game for Mexico over Japan. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change. It is going to be Atsuki Yuasa coming in to replace Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We'll get you all the specs on Atsuki Yuasa here in just a moment. He is on a relief. He is going to be appearing in his 3rd ball game of the Classic. He has worked 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, no runs. He has struck out 3 and walked 1. So Yuasa into the ball game on in relief for Samurai Japan. He is a right-hander. And so it'll be interesting to see how this one is going to go. That is the end of the line for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto had given up back-to-back hits with 1 out here in the 8th inning. And Rowdy Tellez striding to the plate. He is a double play candidate. So if they can get him to roll over here, they might be able to get themselves out of this jam. He does not run particularly well. That being said, he does have a homer and 5 RBIs in the tournament. And so a crucial situation here. The runner at third is Duran. The runner at first is Meneses. They have pulled the second baseman Yamada right into the 4-hole. Genda is still to the left of second base. And you've got the first baseman holding the runner. That is Okamoto holding the runner on at first. So let's see how this is going to play out as Iwasa is ready to go to work here. The 3rd pitcher used by Samurai Japan tonight. And the first offering is a breaking ball swung on. It is belted the other way, but it's going to slice foul into the seats. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Rowdy Tellez. So for Tellez, one for 3, as we said, scored that run as he was brought home on the home run by Luis Arias back in the 4th inning. Waiting here on the offering from Yuasa. And now time is called as Takuya Kai has asked for time. The Japanese are trying to keep the Mexicans at bay here as they are threatening here with runners on the corners and 1 gone in the top of the 8th. As the right-hander gets his sign from Kai and he works to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Tellez. It'll be Isaac Paredes who waits his turn on deck should Tellez find a way on base. In some ways, this is the guy you want to get out here. I don't know if you want to face Paredes. Paredes has had a hot night tonight as he's had a couple hits in 3 trips. He's been really swinging the bat well in the Classic. And not only that is Tellez grounded into 20 double plays last year. We talked about him being a double play candidate. Well, that ensures that right there. He can be a rally killer. So as we said against Puerto Rico the other night, he struck out in a similar type of situation, and then the Mexicans came through with their next hitter, but you don't want to ground into a double play. There's a fastball that misses down, and it's not going to happen because Joey Meneses has taken second base. So the double play has been removed here. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tellez. Some heads up running by Meneses at first base. The pitch was down and he took it easily. Nice play there by Meneses. Good decision making by the Mexicans. And you've got now 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Japanese have the infield in on the grass. All the way around here in the infield. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Tellez goes down on strikes for number 2. That was a clutch strikeout, and he's mad as Tellez. He snaps the bat over his knee as he walks back to the dugout. Oh boy, he was not happy at all. Rowdy Tellez ticked off, and bang, there it goes. Off to the firewood it will be, that broken bat. As Rowdy Tellez upset with himself that he wasn't able to get that one in play and that he was chasing the pitch. So here we go. We're back to the action as Isaac Paredes now steps to the plate with 2 gone. Runners on second and third. This will be a clutch situation here for the Mexicans. If they can get a base hit here, it'll more than likely score 2 runs. And here's the pitch from Yuasa. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Paredes. Paredes for the tournament, 8 for 23. He has a home run and 5 RBIs. Quinn Walcott hearing it from the Mexican dugout. Benji Gill not happy. It looked like a pretty good pitch from our vantage point. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses about outside. Count is 1-1. That pitch was further outside than the last one, but the static Walcott was getting from the dugout, I'm surprised he didn't go up with the right hand again. Mind you, that pitch was a good solid 6 inches off the plate. He probably would have had an absolute riot on their hands. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as Yuasa holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Paredes. The star of the show again tonight so far has been the defensive play of Randy Arozarena and the offensive play as well. He had the double here with 1 out in the inning here. And later came around and scored on the RBI single by Alex Verdugo. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander holds set, and now he kicks and delivers, does Yuasa. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw to the plate. Is it going to be in time? The throw is in time, and Kai applies the tag and tags out Joey Meneses, but they get the run that they need for some insurance purposes. A single and an RBI by Paredes, and that is going to drive home Jarren Duran, but it is going to be Meneses thrown out at the plate, 7-2. We're going to look at the replay, and it was in time. A nice play by Takuya Kai to apply the tag for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Mexicans in their half of the inning. But damage done. 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There was numbers, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is Team Mexico 5, Samurai Japan 3. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. We got a barn burner on our hands now. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
That's right, everybody. Make sure you guys go check out Matt Hollis after the game. It could be a difference maker in this one as Joey Meneses was gunned down at the plate, but you got to give the Mexicans their props. That was not like he was out by a country mile. It had to be a good throw by Yoshida, which it was. A little bit offline. Nice play by Takuya Kai to grab it and then to apply the tag to be able to retire Meneses at the plate. And we do have a new pitcher in the ball game, and that is going to be, and we'll get you that in a moment, as it is the right-hander Jesus Cruz, and the first pitch he delivers to Tetsuda Yamada, to Kaz Okamoto has hit him. So just like that, welcome to the ball game, Jesus Cruz. You just smoked the first batter you faced. So on the first pitch, Okamoto is the runner at first, and now the tying run comes to the plate in Tetsuda Yamada. Not what you want to do on your first pitch to drill a guy. So Yamada stands in here. He is on the evening 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. It looks like we have ourselves a pinch runner as well, and we'll get you that update in a second. Takumu Nakano is in the game to pinch run. So one would assume there's going to be some wheels over there, but he's really not the important one. It is the hitter at the plate, Tetsuda Yamada. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Jaron Duran has taken over in right field for Alex Verdugo, as he is going to be getting the action here. So 2 pitches from Cruz. He hit the first batter he faced, and he spiked that last one in the dirt. Now he's got a visit from Austin Barnes. You can't bring your gasoline can in and soak the mound. You got to come out and you got to start throwing strikes. So Tetsuda Yamada at the plate, waiting on the offering, and it's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 1-1 strike. As I said the other night, it would be a difference maker if Roberto Osuna was on this Mexican team. He would lock down the 9th inning for sure. He is pitching right now with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the Japanese League. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. It's going to be a base hit. A single for Yamada, as he is going to be aboard. Okamoto, or the pinch runner for Okamoto, is going to stop at second. And that is going to bring up Suzuki Genda. Well, let me say this. If Suzuki Genda is not squaring to bunt in this situation, there needs to be an investigation. This is his bread and butter. He is the captain of the Saitama Cebu Lions, and he very often will square to bunt. And that's what I would expect to see here. So I'm sure the Mexicans are preparing for this. Their bunt defense is in. We'll see how they play it. If there's a team that can execute the bunts, and sure enough, he steps into the batter's box. He was probably squaring to bunt in the on-deck circle. But that is what Genda is here to do, and he's a wizard with the bat. They have the runner at second. Is the pinch runner. And here we go. We're ready. Genda squares to bunt. He takes a 94-mile-an-hour fastball down and away for ball one, and the count is 1-0. And now we've got time here as we're going to have a visit to the mound, it looks like. So 1 ball and no strikes. Austin Barnes making his way out slowly. Manager Heel is out there as well. He's got the entire infield in. They got to talk about what they're doing defensively here. Suzuki Genda, his job is to get the bunt down. If he can roll it down, then on deck it's Takuya Kai, and there's another bunter. But Takuya Kai always has the ability to come up with the big hits as well. He does that for Fukuoka. So the Japanese fans are excited. They've got a chance here. 5-3 Mexico in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Genda. He's squaring to bunt yet again. As the right-hander Cruz gets his son, he comes to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 2-0. Well, I wonder here if they're going to have something on. I wonder if they have I don't want to say inexperienced runner at second base. They have a younger runner. I wonder if they're going to try maybe a backdoor move here, a backdoor pick play if they run the second baseman in behind the runner, especially if they put a wheel play type on. Let's see how this is going to work. Nope, not in this situation. The pitch is delivered. It's a fastball, and it's bunted foul behind home plate on the third base side. That runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on Genda. Genda here just couldn't get the job done. It was bunted too far down the bat. You really want to get it off the end of the bat to deaden it. And here we go. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As the right-hander works set, and now he kicks and delivers. Another fastball that's bunted foul into the netting behind home plate. This is not typical of the Japanese. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only thing I'm curious to see is, are they going to be able to do this, and are they going to be able to keep the play on here? Let's see what happens. Are they going to continue to square to bunt? They sometimes will do this, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Runners at first and second, keeping the lead runner tight at second base. Here's the pitch. The 2-2 on the way. He bunts it. He gets it down. It is fielded by Meneses. It's a good one. He throws to first base, and it takes the second baseman, Arias, into the runner as Genda runs through the bag. Some contact down the first baseline, but they were able to make the play. It's going to go down as a sacrifice bunt. 1-4 is going to be the result on that one. Or is it going to be 3-4? Because I think it was the first baseman, Meneses, who fielded it. So 3-4 on your... If you're scoring with us at home. He has gone for the first out. It advances Okamoto to third. It puts Yamada over to second, and it brings Takuya Kai to the plate. So here we go. Takuya Kai coming up to the dish here. Or is it? Where are we going to have a pinch hitter? Looks like we got a pinch hitter, and it's going to be the home run hitter for the Saitama Sibu Lions, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and it squirts away from Barnes, but he's able to corral it. And the count is quickly 1-0. It is Hotaka Yamakawa. So Hotaka Yamakawa in for Takuya Kai. Interesting situation. So Yamakawa, who was the leader in the Pacific League in home runs, bats here, 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the pitch from Cruz. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Moving back on it is Arizarena. He makes the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is the runner, and that is going to cut the lead to 5-4. So a sacrifice fly by Yamakawa drives in the run. It's going to hold the runner Yamada at second base. So that is going to increase the score for Japan to 4. 5-4 for the Mexicans. They have the lead with 2 out here in the 8th inning. And that is going to roll it over to the top of the order. We're going to see Lars Nootbaar coming to the plate. So lots of excitement here in Miami. We're going to watch to see it was a tag. The runner took off and came home. We're going to see some changes here for the Japanese in the next half inning defensively. All kinds of different stuff, we assume, here. And Jesus Cruz is going to get a visit from Alan Trujillo, the shortstop. And that's going to be it as Benji Hill has come out to take the ball from him. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We have a scoreline of 5-4. It is Mexico in the lead, barely, with 2 out here in the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Gerardo Reyes is going to be coming in for the Mexicans. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change. It is going to be Gerardo Reyes coming in. This is going to be his 3rd appearance of the Classic. He has worked 2 innings. He has allowed 1 hit, no runs. He has not walked any, and he has struck out 2. So he is going to be pitcher number 5 used by the Mexicans here tonight. And he will be entrusted to try to retire the final out of the inning. The inning got going here when Jesus Cruz came in and he hit the first batter he faced, and then it was a single by Tetsuya Yamada that put runners on the corners. Then it was a sacrifice bunt by Sasuke Genda that put runners to 2nd and 3rd, and then a sac fly by Hataka Yamakawa drove in the pinch runner for Okamoto, which has cut the lead to 5-4. And now it's going to be the top of the order coming up for Japan. It'll be Lars Nootbaar, who is 0 for 3 tonight and a walk. So he is 7 for 22 in the tournament, and he's ready to face Gerardo Reyes for the first time. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Lars Nootbaar. This game here kind of started off slow. And now it has picked up the pace. Our friend Mick is back in the house. We appreciate you for jumping back in again. And here comes the 1-0 pitch to Nootbaar. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-0. So if you fell asleep early in this one, people are waking back up now. It's a good time to wake back up because it's a 5-4 lead for Mexico. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Japanese are batting with a runner at 2nd and 2 gone. So the right-hander, Gerardo Reyes, holds at the belt. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the first base line, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Winner of this game plays Team USA tomorrow, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. We hope you can join us again for all the action. We appreciate those who have jumped in to listen to our call here tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the offering to Nootbaar. It's a fastball that misses in. The count goes to 3-1. And the dangerous Kensuke Kondo is waiting his turn on deck. He is 2 for 4. I bet you he's licking his chops to get to the dish here. And, of course, Shohei Ohtani is in the hole. And here's the pitch to Nootbaar. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes full to Nootbaar to 3-2. He might have swung at ball 4 there. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nootbaar. Reyes on the mound here gets a new baseball. The crowd are on their feet, both with the Mexican and the Japanese flags. This is what the World Baseball Classic is all about. What a great flair here. 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander holds set. He kicks and he delivers. It's a ball inside. And Lars Nootbaar has earned himself a walk. It's going to put runners at first and second. And that is going to bring Keisuke Kondo to the plate. Well, as we mentioned before, Kondo, very dangerous. He is 9 for 22 in the tournament. He's 2 for 4 tonight. A couple of singles. He scored a run. He was pretty much one of the only bright spots in the Hokkaido batting order last year, and he was dealt in the offseason to the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. He was only going to make the Hawks better. So batting .409 in the Classic with a homer and 5 runs batted in. They may not even have to get to Ohtani for this to get exciting, because the runner at second is Yamada. The runner at first is Nootbaar, and his first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Kondo. So Kondo here. Kondo's just got to put bat to ball. A single here should score Yamada from second. Yamada maybe doesn't run as some of the others, but he can move pretty well. And here comes the offering from Reyes. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. And now Kondo finds himself in the hole at 0-2, and now he's going to go back either to get himself a new bat or to get himself some more grip on the bat. Here he comes back. Looks like he's probably got a little bit of pine tar, a little bit of spray on the bat. So no balls and 2 strikes. We saw this the other night. No balls and 2 strikes to Trey Turner with the bases loaded, and he drove one into the stands for a grand slam. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander Reyes kicks and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Kondo stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by. It was a knee-high fastball. That pitch looked pretty good on the K-zone and everywhere else. And Reyes is able to retire Kondo for out number 3. And that will do it here for the Japanese in their half of the 8th inning. They got a run in the inning. And there was 1 hit, no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. It is Mexico 5, Japan 4. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Top of the 9th inning is upon us. We're glad you guys could be with us here to listen it out.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is going to be Luis Arias, Alan Trejo, and Alek Thomas to come to bat for the Mexicans. That is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. And they are going to be facing a new pitcher for the Japanese. It is going to be Taisi Oda is coming into the ball game. So he is coming in to replace Tsuki Yuasa. So Taisi Oda in, Suki Iwasa out. And we are ready to bring this one back to you here. So Taisi Oda in the ball game. So the Mexicans are pretty pumped up, but they need to get that insurance run back. That one-run lead is not safe at all, and certainly if they put a runner on base, it could be even a bigger problem. So here we go as we're ready to go. Taisi Oda in. He is working in his third game. He's pitched 2 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, no runs. He has walked none and struck out 2. So he takes over here for Samurai Japan in the top of the 9th inning. And here comes the first offering to Arias. It is a fastball that misses down and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. There is a defensive replacement as the Japanese have now brought in. They have Hataka Yamakawa catching, actually. That's what they've listed. I can't believe that. The fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Kondo. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to bring it in. That's actually Oshiro behind the plate. That's more like it. Mata has moved to first and Nakano is at second. So that's interesting decisions. But Oshiro is behind the plate now, the third catcher of the night used, as there is one gone here in the 9th inning on that fly ball to right field by Arias. Well, that is going to bring Alan Trejo to the plate. And here comes the first offering from the righty. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in hard is Yoshida. Moving back on it is the shortstop Genda, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch as he falls to his knees. What a play by Genda. And that is going to retire Trejo for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Alec Thomas. Well, the pitcher here who is coming in relief, and that is Taisi Oda, has only thrown 3 pitches and he's got 2 outs. Talk about a guy who is in pretty good shape here with regards to being able to be efficient. So we got 2 gone, and that is going to leave it all up to Alec Thomas, who is 0 for 3 tonight, 4 for 20 in the tournament. So going to be interesting to see how this game will all come down to the bottom of the 9th inning. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It'll be Shohei Ohtani to lead it off for Japan. We'll see how this is. Remember, Masataka Yoshida with the flair for the dramatics. The Japanese will try to walk it off in their half of the inning. Here's the offering. It is a breaking ball swung at and missed. The ball gets all the way to the backstop, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So Ohtani's going to have to find a way on, and the rest of the group is going to have to do some damage to try to score at least 1 run to keep it going and 2 to win it. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2 to Thomas. But this inning isn't over yet. They've got to get through Alec Thomas before they start counting their chickens here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giovanni Gallegos is up in the bullpen, so we're probably going to see him for the 9th inning. And there's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now is 2-2. Our friend Mick asks how we've been doing. We've been doing pretty good. Pretty much we're looking forward to the Japanese season. Going to get a couple of exhibition NPB games in this weekend. Not sure exactly who. I was looking at the schedule. And there's a breaking ball inside, and Alec Thomas has been hit on the foot by the pitch. And so he is going to go to first base. He has been plugged. So he is going to be the runner at first. And that is going to bring up Austin Barnes. Oh, he is doing literally the Mexican hat dance as he's hopping around on his way to first base. That's going to be a tough one, especially where you get it on the foot. And a guy who's a burner like Alec Thomas, that could make a difference. As he is a pretty quick guy, so he is at first base. That is going to bring up the catcher, Austin Barnes, with the runner at first and 2 gone. You certainly don't want to roll the batting order over here because Randy Arozarena is waiting his turn on deck. So 2 gone. runner at first is Thomas. The conference at first base with the trainers is over. He's going to be good to stay in the game. Barnes stepping to the plate, 5 for 17 in the tournament, 0 for 3 tonight. Batting here from the right side as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away into the netting down the third base line. And the count is 0-1. Our friend Mick is like already predicting about Ohtani hitting a leadoff homer in the next inning. Well, we're in the bottom half of the inning. I think the Japanese would like to see him get on and maybe even Yoshida doing the damage, but we'll find out how this one's about to end. There's a fastball that misses down. It squirts away from the catcher, Oshiro, and we're going to see if Thomas is going to advance or not. Looks like he is going to hold his ground. That pitch there, he's working off of one knee. It hit him off the heel, right in the glove. Very fortunate that didn't go anywhere. Alek Thomas does not advance. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So here comes the 1-1. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 to Barnes. I have to say that the reliever here for Japan has done a pretty good job in keeping the ball down to the hitters. That is for sure. So here we go. And here comes the 1-2 pitch to Austin Barnes. As the right-hander holds set. And here comes the pitch from Oda. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. Barnes is retired on strikes for out number 3 here in the 9th inning. Well, it's all going to come down to the big part of the batting order for Japan. Giovanni Gallegos, we would assume, is coming in to try to close it out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left the board here in the top of the 9th for Mexico. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is Mexico 5, Japan 4. Coming to bat, Shohei Ohtani, Masataka Yoshida, and Munetaka Murakami. Stick it out, everybody. We are going to the bottom of the 9th when we return after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to face Giovanni Gallegos here in the 9th inning. Gallegos on in relief. This is his 4th appearance. He has worked 3 innings, allowing 3 hits. He has struck out 3 and walked none. He has 2 saves in 2 opportunities. He is going to be the 6th pitcher used tonight by the Mexicans. So Giovanni Gallegos here to try to put the Japanese away, and it is going to be Shohei Ohtani to lead it off here. So you can't ask for a more dramatic finish than this. Ohtani, Yoshida, and Murakami to get things going here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We need 1 run to tie and 2 to win it. Right now, I think the Japanese are more concentrating on getting that one run. So Shohei Ohtani ready to go as he steps to the plate here. And Gallegos kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into the right center field gap. And it's going to get cut off by the center fielder, Alec Thomas. And Ohtani's got himself a leadoff double here to get the ninth inning going on the first pitch that he sees from Gallegos. And the crowd is into it. The Japanese crowd is on their feet. The Mexican fans are stunned, as this is what's going to happen here. Ohtani with a leadoff double, and that's going to bring Masataka Yoshida to the plate. In normal Japanese style, one would think that possibly that Yoshida would bunt, but I can't see this happening, as he's got to be one of their better hitters. You never know with the Japanese if they're going to play the small ball here and then try to take a couple cracks, but he is in scoring position, is Ohtani. So I would not take the bat out of his hands. Leadoff double for Ohtani. He is at second. Nobody out. Yoshida stepping to the plate. Giovanni Gallegos gets the sign from his catcher, Austin Barnes. He works from the set. He checks the runner, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count is 1-0 to Yoshida. While Yoshida has been the hitting star for the Japanese tonight, he is 3 for 4. He's got a homer and 2 singles. He's also driven in 3 runs. 9 for 19 in the tournament with a .474 average. He is everything in this tournament what the Boston Red Sox are hoping for. He will be in Major League Baseball. And there's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-0. Waiting and looming on deck is Munetaka Murakami, the Japanese home run champion, Triple Crown winner from the Central League last year, so it doesn't get any easier for Giovanni Gallegos. Yoshida waggles the bat as he's waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Gallegos. Ohtani establishes his lead at second base. There's nobody away. Here's the pitch from Gallegos. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes, Yoshida. They do have the open base, but you're playing with fire with Munetaka Murakami coming to bat. In all fairness, Murakami has not had a good tournament, but it is Masataka Yoshida who has put them in this position that they're in right now with that big 3-run blast in the 7th inning. So the right-hander works to the set position. He checks the runner Ohtani at second base, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yoshida. As we said, Yoshida has the flair for the dramatics. You think of the Japan series last year with a walk-off home run, and also had some other big-time hits in that series as well for the Oryx Buffaloes. So the right-hander Gallego works to the set position. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4, and Yoshida is aboard with the walk. It's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, and that is going to bring up Munetaka Murakami to the plate. Well, we have a follower on Twitch here, or a gentleman fellow who's watching us. It's Trip is listening in. He says, thanks for doing the game. Well, we appreciate you for listening in. We are doing this game on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you're interested, you can always jump in to our stream on YouTube. We're always around there doing the Japanese stuff, including this game here. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. It's going to be Yukio Shudo coming into the game to run for Yoshida. For those of you, Shudo plays outfield and third base for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. He's got some of those. He is an exciting young player. A good future on the way for Yukio Shudo. But he is the runner now at first base, replacing Masataka Yoshida. And Ohtani is at second base. Nobody out here, and I'll be curious to see what happens. But I guarantee you they're not going to be bunting here. Munetaka Murakami at the plate. 56 home runs this past year in the Central League for the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. They are in double play depth up the middle. The first baseman, Meneses, is just slightly behind the runner at first. Isaac Paredes is off the bag at third. The right-hander Gallegos holds at the set position. He checks the runner Ohtani at second and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul behind home plate on the third base side, and the count is 0-1 to Murakami. Murakami not having a great series, 4 for 21, but all of that can be erased with one swing of the bat right here and now. The crowd is in full voice. The Japanese are cheering their team on. So here we go. Here comes the 0-1 offering. As the right-hander works to the set position, he kicks and delivers. It is a pitch that is down in the dirt, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Munetaka Murakami. Japan tonight is 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They have left 10 on base. They had a stretch in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings where they had left 8 runners on base in those 3 innings. So they got to try to find something clutch here. Here's the pitch from Gallegos. A fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep center field. Racing back, and it's going to be off the wall. Thomas fields it. Coming home to score is Ohtani. Here comes the throw to the plate. And scoring as well as Yukio Shudo, and the Japanese have walked it off 6-5. And your final score, Japan is going to the World Baseball Classic final as they have beat Mexico 6-5. They've walked it off on the 2 RBI double by Munetaka Murakami, and that is how this game is going to finish. A great, fantastic finish to this semifinal. If you're a fan of Japan, and more important than that, a great baseball game if you are a neutral, but it sets up a grand final tomorrow night. It is going to be Team USA versus Samurai Japan, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Hopefully you can join us. If you want to bookmark us and sub to the channel, be sure to do it. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow. Holy cow, what a fantastic finish this was. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back and wrap this one up for you in just a couple of moments. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to give you the recap on this one. It was a walk-off win for Japan, and that's going to set up a grand final against Team USA tomorrow night from Miami. Munetaka Murakami, who has really been silent throughout the tournament, comes up in a big way with a double here to knock it in, and that is where it's going to be. A quick rundown on this one. It all got going in the 4th inning when the Mexicans got the scoring going with 2 out. Rowdy Tellez had a single. Isaac Paredes followed with a single, and then it was a Luis Arias 3-run homer that opened up the scoring for Mexico, and they ended up chasing Roki Sasaki from his start. So 3-0 for Mexico as it was through the 4th inning. Well, the Japanese really didn't do anything until the 7th inning, and then they responded with 2 away from themselves. Kensuke Tango had a single, and Shohei Ohtani walked, and it was a 3-run Masataka Yoshida blast that tied the ball game all up at 3. In the top of the 8th inning, the Mexicans got 2 runs back to take a 5-3 lead. It was after a 1-out, after Austin Barnes struck out to begin the inning, Randy Arozarena doubled, and then it was Alex Verdugo doubling him home, and then it was a single by Joey Meneses that put runners onto the corners as Jaron Duran had come in to run for Verdugo, and then a single by Isaac Paredes knocked home Jaron Duran, but it was Meneses getting gunned down at the plate to end the inning. And so that was a 5-3 lead for Mexico. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning, it was Kaz Okamoto was hit by a pitch. Then Tetsuda Yamada singled that put runners at first and second. Suzuki Genda then sacked them over to second and third, and then up stepped Otaka Yamakawa, and he had a sacrifice fly to drive home the pinch runner for Okamoto to make the scoreline 5-4. Well, Mexico couldn't do anything in their half of the ninth inning, and then the bottom of the ninth, Shohei Ohtani leads off with a double. Masataka Yoshida walked, and then Yukio Shudo came in to pinch run for him. And next thing you know, it was a Munetaka Murakami double to center field that scored both of the runners, and that is how this game ended. Your final score, Japan was 6, and Mexico 5. What a fantastic finish in this one. Everybody, we want to thank you all again for listening in. We do appreciate you for being here. And hopefully you guys can join us tomorrow night as we will call Japan versus USA in the World Baseball Classic Final. Again, your final score from Miami, Japan 6, Mexico 5. We appreciate everybody for listening in. Come on back tomorrow. Join us. We're looking for an exciting grand final to this tournament here, which picks up a rather dull February and turns it into a lot of baseball excitement, and March, I should say, early on here than what we normally would have. Okay, everybody, once again, we'll see you tomorrow night. We appreciate it, and thanks for being here with us.